up, bitch. All right, guys, we are live. Okay, today we are going to be verifying a lot of types that, maybe potentially could be mistype. Who fucking knows? We shall see today. You guys know that we care about making our list as accurate as possible, but as you go along the way, you are going to mistype people. It is going to happen. Your skill is going to be better at typing than when you fucking first started. So we just picked like 4 or 5 people that we're gonna do today, and we're gonna look at them again. There's been a lot of people talking about Alex Hermosi. I think because John Bodine typed him INTP. Um, we'll look at him today. We're gonna look at a couple other people as well. Taylor Swift, um, whatnot. And the thing about us is like we really don't really care what somebody else types someone, right? Because they can always, and you can clip this shit if you want to. You can always invite them to come on the platform with us. Like they can come on and we can watch an interview together and see what we see. I'm not a big fan of clips, right? I can clip my grandmother getting out of fucking the grave, okay? I can clip my grandmother doing backflips in the fucking ocean, okay? I can clip any fucking thing, okay? So I'm not a big fan of clips, but what we can do is sit down and watch an interview and go from, maybe 20 minutes of that interview or whatnot, and if they want to like search around and see different parts of the interview, I'm fine with that, but I'm not about to be this clip shit, okay? Like I said, I can clip my dead grandmama doing some shit, okay? And she's dead, okay? But yeah, so somebody laugh about the clips. So yeah, Thomas, is there anything y'all want to say about typing some people?
No, I just want to get into it. I think we should just try to be thorough as possible because I don't want to hear from these people like, oh, you mistyped so and so, and then these people they want to say that we mistype people, but then they don't have a fucking argument. So if you want to say that we mistype something, have a fucking argument. I'm tired of fucking hearing it. That's my 2 cents on that. So
Yeah. And man, you're welcome to come on. If you are like, if you're in the comments, you can clip it. You can send it to your favorite MBTI community person and say that Mercer says you are invited to come on stream with him while he types sad person that you disagree with him about. Because we're gonna get to the bottom of it, okay? We ain't running from anybody. It is what it is. C is Joseph type Sneeko ISTJ makes no sense. I mean,
obviously,
obviously, it's
he's
clear the
he,
guy's ENTP,
he's
bro.
literally going after Jews in Israel every fucking day.
Like we said, most racist type ENTP.
Most
Let's not mean while being a Jew, while having like Jewish
most
like history,
most ISTJ guy on the internet,
not realizing
without a
that
doubt.
ISTJs really don't go against the norm. Come on, any inferior, bro. Come on, they're not going against the norm. They're not gonna
Oh,
have controversial
it's
opinions.
aspirational. No, Mercer, it's aspirational.
He's in his
Okay,
super ego.
clown. Okay, somebody said Angelina Jolie is not INFJ. Kevin, bro, you just be saying stuff in the comments as
He
usual.
just says shit.
Kevin, he just says shit at this point. It's like it's dummy, bro. Like I don't even think he like even like attempts to try anything. He just likes to hear himself type. Like I don't even think he likes to hear himself talk, but he likes to hear
he
himself
likes
type.
to hear.
I'm gonna type
He
something.
likes to. He likes to hear the clatter of his keyboard.
Yeah, he likes to do it. Super affiliative Sneeko, obviously. You think he's affiliative? I mean, I
No,
can't say
I
this
think
guy's
it's
affiliative.
sarcasm. I think it's sarcasm.
Uh, I'm gonna say because he gave up like literally everything. Like
Now
you
it's
see people like
INTJ. No. She has
he said INTJ. All right, so we will get into this. So
Yep.
Alex Hormozy,
Enough talking. Let's get into it.
yeah, they got Alex Hormozy as ENTJ guys. That's with 46 votes. So he's really not popular amongst the personality data people, which is it's just funny. Okay,
Well, because
um,
they don't care. They don't actually care about self improvement.
I know. All right, guys. So you guys can see ENTJ direct, initiating outcome, pragmatic, systematic, abstract, TEFI, and SENI. If he meets those metrics, we will type him ENTJ. If not, we'll see what he really is because we got people saying he's INTP. So today we're gonna look at it and see if that's true, man. Maybe John got a point. I fucking doubt it. Oh shit, they can. You guys can't even see it. Yeah, I fucking doubt it, but whatever. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Let's hear
Said,
from
are you gonna re-verify Ronaldo's type, bro? Ronaldo's INFJ, bro. I don't even like literally want to waste my time with that shit. But I mean, for you guys, whatever.
If you want to make more money, you might want to consider
If
doing
people
this.
want retypes,
So
I think they should pay.
number one is hold that
I
thought
can't
just
hear
a
it. I
second,
think I'll have
because
to leave and come back.
Zara, can you hear it?
I can.
The thing that comes before that is this graph of yours.
oh
Yeah.
god,
Zara,
He's
there?
coming back.
I said,
I'm
can you
here.
hear it? Okay.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The sky is
You said-
blue.
You
Okay.
said John also typed in your INTP, bro. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it, guys.
this is the entrepreneur
Yes,
life cycle,
indeed, I am.
and there are 6 stages. Now, the vast majority of people get stuck on stage 3. And I've made some of the biggest career mistakes at this point. And
Till you can hear it.
Yeah, I'm good.
For the people that are at 0,
yeah,
what is it that they're typically coming to you to help them with? So if you were one of them,
yeah.
what is it that they want from Alex or Mizzy?
I think it's there's what they think they want and what they actually need, which are 2 different things. And so I think what they think they want is some tactic that's going to immediately help them start a business. What they typically actually need is the courage to be willing to be wrong and to be willing to have shame by failing at things in front of people whose opinions they care about. And I think that's, like, if I rewind the clock for me, it was probably one of the hardest things that I had to get over. And so I think that's why maybe my message resonates with a lot of people, is because it was so hard for me to get over. And what's interesting is basically anybody who's listening, the harder it is for you to break free of whatever kind of mental prison you've made for yourself, whether that's real or just in your head, the more compelling your story will be when you break through it. Because it will resonate with even more people. For the people that it was easy, that
All right.
their story doesn't have a lot of, like, I was immediately an entrepreneur. Like, I wasn't like that. I had
So immediately what I'm getting for him from this guy is fucking outcome, right? I'm getting a fucking outcome, right? He's talking about the fucking outcome here. You need to do this to get this fucking outcome.
For the people that are at 0,
yeah.
Very clear.
what is it that they're typically coming to you
Correct.
to help them with? So if you were one of them,
Yeah.
what is it that they want from Alex or Mizzy?
I think it's there's what they think they want and what they actually need, which are 2 different things. And so I think what they think they want is some tactic that's going to immediately help them start a business. What they typically actually need is the courage to be willing to be wrong and to be willing to have shame by failing at things in front of people whose opinions they care about. And I think that's, like, if I
TEFI.
rewind the clock for me, it was probably one of the hardest things that I had to get over. And so I think that's why maybe my message resonates with a lot of people, is because it was so hard for me to get over. And what's interesting is basically anybody who's listening,
So hard
the
for me to get
harder
over
it
other
is
people's opinions.
for you to break free of
Yeah,
whatever kind of mental prison you've made for yourself, whether that's real or just in your head, the more compelling your
Mental
story
prison
will be when
sounds
you break through
abstract.
it. Because it will resonate with even more people. For the people that it was easy, that their story doesn't have a lot of, like, I was immediately an entrepreneur. Like, I wasn't like that. I had a job when I was in high school. I had a job immediately out of college. Some people were like, I was selling lemonade out of the back of my thing when I was 13. I didn't do any of
Outcome,
that.
yeah, no,
Like, school failed me. I actually was pretty good at school. I didn't have any of those issues. You know what I mean? And so I had a pretty clear career path. And so I had what many would consider, like, I had a real opportunity cost. So I had a white collar job and I had a GMAT score above Harvard's mid score. And so I had a really clear path of what my life could look like in the next 20, 30 years. And it was
Very clear path, outcome.
NI,
yeah. Clear path, one outcome.
Clear path. When have you ever heard? I'm gonna go Donald Trump. When have you ever heard an INTP talk about a clear path
like that.
with any
Look
parent?
at those
You've never
paths.
seen
Look
it
at
with
that
any critic. You've never seen it. You've never seen it.
There's never
You've
a
never seen a clear path.
okay?
Don't even
Never
know what a clear
seen a
path even
critic.
looks like.
No,
fairly
Mercy,
well
no one's ever
defined.
seen a
Like,
clear path in that, okay?
They've never
No
seen
one's
a
ever
clear
seen
path
it.
with NI critic. They've never seen it. Okay, it doesn't exist. Okay, and they parents gonna say we need more options. We need to be certain. We're not seeing a clear path.
I'll go to Harvard or Stanford or one of the top business schools, and then I will either go back into management consulting or I'll go into
TEFI.
investment banking, and then eventually end up in
Direct.
private
Yeah,
equity.
direct.
And that would be the path, right? And then all the
That
flowers
would
would
be
be
the
set at
path
my
and
feet,
I.
and everyone would say, "We approve of you. You're an
Outcome
excellent
too.
person." But when I saw the people who were 20 years ahead of me, I really didn't want their life. And then it started
I
making me
didn't
look at
want
my
their
life, and I was
life.
like, I don't even know if I really
And
want my
I-
life. And so
When I saw their life, when I saw their life, I knew I didn't want their life.
Yeah, and I.
Woo, boy. But it sounds like INTP around here, man. This is crazy.
the big decisions that I've made in my
INTPs.
life,
Is this a
unfortunately,
humiliation
have
ritual?
almost always come at the doorstep of apparent
And
death.
then all the people calling him.
And I think maybe
No,
in some
and
ways
all
that
the
makes me a
people calling
coward
him ENTP
for
the other
having
day.
needed death to make
Because he was talking
decisions.
about suffering.
And so operationalizing that has been something that has helped me move faster to make
Operationalize.
decisions that I know I need to make but don't.
Uh-oh.
And so
ROI.
like the first big kind of like what it felt like
I
a
just-
death decision was
Literally, it's just like a humiliation ritual. I don't understand. This is, I don't know, man. INTP, and I don't know. Woo! I mean, I hate to do it, man, but they have brought out this energy, man. I hate to be this nasty person. Mercer hates being nasty, okay? But you guys in the comments with this bullshit.
I was a consultant, 22-ish years old. I had a paid for, condo that I bought overlooking the city. And I remember thinking like,
Boy, this choppy ass shit, boy, this outcome talk.
Outcome.
I really hope I don't wake up tomorrow.
Direct outcome, clear, concise, to the point.
And I don't mean that to
Not
be
vague, not
melodramatic.
wordy, not beating around the bush.
For a period of time, I just always just like hoped every night. I was like, I just really hope I don't wake up tomorrow. Like, I just don't want to do this. And what was difficult about that was that at that time was when my father was most proud of me. Because I was doing everything that was according to plan. He could talk about like his son who graduated in 3 years from Vanderbilt, had the good job, like everything we're following the plan. And it was upon realizing that my ultimate expression of living out his dream was me feeling like I didn't want to be alive. And so and it took me time to get to that point to even articulate that, because obviously you never want to kind of like admit failure of like, I have really messed something up here. But I was
Living
living my life to win
someone else's NI was not.
And
Was not
when
enjoyable.
I realized that,
No.
I realized that one of our dreams had to die, either his or mine.
Correct.
And
That's
when
right.
I realized that his dream must die in order for mine to live, was a statement that
that
I
INTJ?
kind of crystallized
like
when I was at that point in my life. Like I had to keep repeating that, like his dream has to die in order for mine to live. And so to put this in perspective of like how afraid of my father's judgment I was, I left the state and drove across the country halfway through before calling him to tell him that I was gone. And so I bring this up because I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I'm saying that if you feel a lot of pressure, I get it. Like I tried to leave the job that I was at to pursue just literally anything that wasn't that. I wanted to start a business at some point. I didn't know
Someone's on
how I
drugs
was
in
going
the
to do it. I
comments.
just knew that what I was doing was not the path I wanted to be on. And everybody
I
around
wanted
me,
to start a business at one point. No progression there, bros. Like, fuck it.
And just then straight to the outcome. Jesus.
Yes, right to the outcome.
wanted me to be on that path. And so I went to go be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing something else. And, it would always be that, don't, later, like everything's good, later. And I remember when I called my dad and I told him that. He said, understand, why don't you come home? Like, come home, well, I didn't tell him that I was gone yet. Like, I said, hey, I want to go pursue this fitness thing. He said, cool, come over for lunch, we'll talk about it. And I was like, I'm already gone. And then obviously his tone changed a lot. Our relationship struggled for, years after that. And I also bring that up because sometimes there's this illusion that like, you get on the Oscar stage or whatever it is, and you're like, hey, I just want to thank, my mom, my dad, my friends for always supporting me. And I can't say that. And I wish I could. And you might not be able to say that either. And I also don't think that's a reason not to do it. And so we did struggle for years after that to kind of like, because I was basically living as what was once his prodigal son, goes and takes a minimum wage job as a personal trainer at a gym, like, cleaning floors and stuff to learn the gym business. But that was ultimately like how I broke free, literally, physically leaving the area and, mentally. But I think that I had to accept that there was a timeline where my father would never talk to me again. And I had to be okay with that, to pursue what I wanted. And I think that when you asked the original question, what are the people from 0 to 1 really looking for? I read
Pursue
tons
what
of
I
business
wanted.
books at that time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't use any of them because I was so afraid. And what's crazy is that, like, I think about it now in retrospect, and it's like, it's crazy how large the perceived monsters can appear. And Layla has this quote that I love, but it's fear is a
TE.
mile wide and an inch deep.
That was abstract too. The
And so
monsters.
you look at it and it looks like
Yeah.
this ocean, and then you take the
Again,
first step and you
abstract
realize
again.
you don't drown, because it's like, oh, there's ground underneath of this, right? There's other people who are more on my path, and the friends you lose, you gain new friends, right? And so that
People on
fear
your path.
was the hardest decision that I've had to overcome in my entrepreneurial career. And I think of all the split paths in my life, that
This
was
is
the
crazy.
one that if I had many timelines or many
Abstract.
universes that existed, that was probably the one that is the most likely that I would not have parted from. So I think in like 90% of universes that Alex Ramosi exists, I'm just a consultant somewhere. And so I would encourage you, if you do feel that, you're not going to die. Like, you won't die. And you might just live.
It's so interesting because I think everything you've said is just absolutely spot on, but you're right in the way you say that if you'd asked an audience member listening now why they haven't started yet,
Are we done?
they
All right,
wouldn't
can we
say
wrap
fear.
this up?
They would say, I haven't
Are we
got the
done?
X, I haven't got the
Let's
Y.
wrap it
But
up.
actually, it is such an
Wrap it
emotional
up.
thing.
All right, we'll go-
And we don't
we'll
talk
go like
about it
one
enough
more.
because uncertainty is, humans seem
One
to
more
be
question,
allergic to
Jesus.
uncertainty,
I don't
and they'd
know
rather
this
the
more.
certain
Well,
misery of their current
he
situation
talks for fucking
typically
so long though.
than uncertainty.
He answered that question for
And I
several
think,
minutes.
And I used what I consider a very non-palatable word of coward purposefully, because no one wants to say they're afraid, because if you say you're afraid, then it means you're a coward. And I think that it only means you're a coward if you allow that fear to change your behavior in an aversive way, as in it not towards what you want. And so, the inverse of that, many people have heard it, courage is not acting without fear, but despite fear. And I think that when you act
Shout out to Misunderstood.
When you
Is there
allow
somebody
fear
you want us to type?
to change
Is
your
there
behavior the
somebody you
wrong
want us
way,
to type?
that is when you can give yourself that title of coward. And I think that is a title that I have feared my whole life. And that
You
label is
misunderstood
almost,
her?
I'm more afraid of that label
Yeah,
than the label of failure.
Pick somebody you want us to type. and
I'd
we'll
rather be a
over.
failure than a coward.
Yeah.
Is there a framework for knowing when to quit?
Just type it in the
All right,
chat.
can we wrap this up? Come on.
So I think
Yeah,
there's like the
He's-
math
he's
behind it.
over
And the
this
math, I
one.
think,
Yeah,
is
I'm
pretty
done.
straightforward. So like,
I've been over it for fucking at least a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
There's-
So guys.
Doesn't get more obvious and blatant than that.
Okay, guys. So yeah, Alex Hermosi. Can you guys see the board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, we're going with ENTJ, guys. We're going with ENTJ, bro.
Where was the TI?
Like where was the NE? Right, it's all my path, blah 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 blah.
But INTP, TI hero. There should have been TI all over the place. If this, then that, and giving his own definitions, his own his own take on things. It was all about productivity, efficiency, getting
Ro-
things done, marshaling resources, all that jazz.
ROI.
Referencing
ROI.
outside sources, quoting people.
ROI and
TE.
shit like that too. Yeah,
Huh?
ROI.
Oh yeah,
Lot of
ROI.
ROI.
Yes, this is like
And it's shame. And
Return on
shame.
investment. So
And what
someone
other
said,
things?
"What about the critic?" Okay, so the critic manifests differently in people, but a lot of times it can be strong, but it's so fucking negative. It's very
Yeah.
negative in pretty much everybody. It's the way I visualize it and I see it is like it's like a cop in everybody, right? And it will literally like if you use that function wrong, it will take you outside and beat the shit out of you. Okay, like just go around somebody, just go around a thinking critic and say something wrong, and just watch how they just like, you know, they'll come after you, man. Especially if they prioritize their parent function. If they prioritize their parent function and you say something stupid, they'll immediately on your ass.
It just the thing about the critic, it doesn't operate the same as that function in the ego. It just
Yeah.
doesn't operate the same. And the thing about socionics, I've said this before, is that socionics doesn't really account for different kinds of development, and that's part of the reason why I think it mistypes so many people. So if
Yeah.
you're Enneagram 3 INTJ, it's probably going to type you as ENTJ, or it's not going to type you as an INTJ. It doesn't understand differential development.
Yeah, yeah. Almost 100% every time. You're gonna get typed LIE.
And if you're not Enneagram 5 INTJ, it's going to type you ESTJ, ENTJ, something else.
Yeah. And if you are Enneagram fucking 5, they still might type you ISTP sometimes. Shit's so crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes.
ISTP?
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's so weird. I've seen, man, they do some weird shit over there, man.
It's weird as hell. I mean, there might be some value in socionics, but I think it's all too convoluted.
What do we think of
It's
3W2?
INTPs in their own fucking echo chamber.
What do we think for Hormozy? 3W2
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
3W2.
he's not an 8. He's definitely a 3. 3W2
Yeah.
SO. What SOSP?
Yeah, 'cause the 8s would be
Say
like
what?
BB. The 8s would be
Huh?
like BB. I said the 8s would be like BB and Trump.
Yeah, like Beebe.
What are we thinking? DN or ND? What are you thinking? ND?
ND.
Yeah, ND. Yeah, I think ND. And
Yeah.
I'd say definitely prodigy level. I'd say
Yeah.
he's one of the best ENTJs out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does. There's some videos where he does use good TI, but
Yeah.
Oh no, he's very
I see
very
with
smart.
Larry Ellison too, though. You see with like
He's-
Larry Ellison, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, like all those guys.
Spielberg.
Shit, whatever, fuck it. Chris Nolan, like all those guys, man. Like you'll see good TI from them. It
We
is
did
what
get
it
a
is.
super chat, another super chat.
Really?
Dave Gahan for he's the lead singer for Depeche Mode.
Oh, so we're gonna skip over what we're doing. Okay, who is it?
Dave Gahan.
Gahan. Dave Gahan
Uh,
for he's the lead singer for Depeche Mode.
This woman comes in. I knew it had to be her. I just knew it had to be her. All
I
right,
know.
Dave.
Visual
G-
Feast. We typed him ENTJ, but other people were questioning whether he's ENTJ because someone out there typed him INTP. So we had to retype.
And then some people were saying
Oh yeah. This is a retype stream, so like whenever like the super chats gets done, we're gonna go back to our mission of retyping some of these people, like Taylor Swift. We had to retype Destiny because I'm pretty sure, yeah, that my initial typing of him is wrong. We also got to retype a couple other people, man, but we'll get to it. All right, so this guy David.
Gahan.
I don't know who the fuck this is.
No, he's the lead singer for Depeche Mode.
Who the hell's that?
It's a group.
Thomas fucking laughed like I'm supposed to fucking just know, bro. Like,
Yeah, the core '80s music, man. What
oh,
the heck
80s?
is wrong with
Okay.
you?
But you
80s.
know,
It's like
the 80s
electro pop, electro rock.
Electro.
Yeah.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right, so they got him as INFJ, guys. Entertain the people while I go find this goddamn interview.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty. Trust me.
Oh, so he's really
Yeah,
popular,
he
huh?
is Uncultured Swine. Jeez.
Damn, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, before typology, I didn't commit no celebrity to name. I promise you, because I was like, that is just wasted fucking knowledge, bro. Why would I commit their name to my brain? Is this?
No one's ever seen a frontman like this before.
No one's ever seen a front man like that. Okay.
He looks like Bill
Believe me,
Mayer.
when you see
Never
Dave
seen a man
Gahan,
look like that.
Bro, he looks
That's
like Bill
the front.
Mayer, doesn't he? He looks
Maybe.
like Bill Mayer.
I'm pretty sure I know what his type is. I think it should be pretty self-evident, but we'll see.
I'm
You
trying to
look
find
at
a
that.
goddamn interview to not get taken down. You know, like
You look at frontman. He's a great front guy. Okay.
you've never seen a guy like him.
Fantastic guy. You look at guys like that.
You know who I really want to put on the list? Robert.
Great
What's
voice.
his name? Well, Chuck, we're looking at Chuck Norris.
Oh, Chuck
Well,
Norris.
look at
Chuck
Chuck. Well,
Norris.
look at Chuck. He's a good guy. He's
No,
gay.
no one's ever seen a martial artist like that before.
No one's ever seen a guy like
INFJ.
that, and now he's dead. Okay, you look at
Now
him.
he's dead.
So, no one's seen
You
a guy
fucking
like that.
stupid, Czar. You're fucking stupid, bro. All right, guys. So
what
they
he
got him as
said.
INFJ, direct, responding, progression, affiliative, motive, abstract, TIFE, and SENI, right? Like, sorry, you're a clown, bro. But
No,
like,
you're a clown. No one's ever seen a clown like you. Okay.
but
It's all
like
projections.
like we said before, like if people disagree, with our typings, you are welcome to come on. You can send it to your favorite MBTI, whatever fuck you want to call them, and bring them on. They can get a link. They can come on. We can stop it and pause it. We just not about to clip some shit up. Like I said, I can clip up my dead grandma. Like if we're not about to clip some shit up, I can clip up some bullshit too. All right, Tiki, hear this?
How good does it feel to be hot?
I could hear it.
I'll be right back.
He looks like Shia LaBeouf, bro. He's ENTP. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck is this? She gave me a fucking ENTP. What the fuck? Why?
ENTPs
I can see
are
it from a
everywhere.
mile away. This guy looks like an
Okay.
ENTP.
I
Somebody
use the
change
big
it.
word.
Oh
I
my
know
god,
what
why is
the
he
word.
ENTP? T's back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
He looks like an ENTP. Why they do this to us? Looks like
I don't think it's really sunk in that much yet. Because we've been working a lot right up until, for the last year, we finished the record. We were like halfway through the record this time last year. I came back from New York, and then all that stuff happened, and found myself, in jail, and then back in the
Jail?
detox, and from then onwards, it's been quite a trip, really.
Does it, when you finish a record, how long does it take for you to kind of get some distance and really kind of be able to kind of evaluate it? Does it take a while?
I've said this before, and it sounds kind of cliched, I guess, but to me, it's like, I paint a lot as well. I have painted a lot in the past, and something I want to start doing again. And when you finish a painting, it's kind of not yours anymore.
It's abstract.
And you hand it over to be judged, or whatever you want to call it, and for other people to enjoy and, or hate or whatever, but create some kind of reaction or emotion in people. And I think it's the same thing with a record. I feel like once we've finished it, I love singing. I love to sing, and sad thing about making a record, spending nearly 15 months making it or something. I'm only actually singing for probably like about a week in total, like in time. And I guess that's something I miss about touring, because, I feel like I'm more naturally a sort of singer. I like to entertain, and that's what I get off on. And the rest of the process, this kind of stuff, even trying a little bit.
The process.
Talking about it, because it's kind of done. It's done. There it is, and feel uncomfortable then trying to kind of make people want to like it. But that's the nature of the beast, really. The music business, There's a
Mumbling.
And it's not about talking about it. It's about doing it. So it's
No, he's not directing at all. Very, very passive.
That's what I mean. We've done it.
Very sad point.
It's done. It's finished, and
Sad that we can
it speaks for itself, and
we can go in.
people like it when you've done.
How closely does I've heard?
Look at the suffering.
Martin and some of parallels the journey of you guys since the end of the last tour. Is that accurate? I mean, is this kind of a document?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the album primarily sort of talks about, I think musically as well as lyrically, destiny and your own destiny, and how we all try and steer it in a way that we feel is right.
Abstract.
Yeah, this whole thing is
Quick fixes
abstract here.
everywhere. And whether it's sex, food, drugs, whatever.
Is he a 7?
Rollerblading, you know. And
Probably.
we
Most
do
likely, I would say,
extreme
yeah,
and,
7, definitely.
kind of mix everything
7
up
to
the way
crazy?
be 8
if you're
probably.
not careful. And I
7, you think is he crazy? The crazy
that's
type?
pretty much set out for you anyway.
A little bit. He got into heroin and shit at one point.
Oh, he definitely.
And you know, being in the same band for 17
Yeah.
years.
He's like the
same
total
group of
opposite of
people,
Andrew Tate, so maybe 7
pretty
W6.
much, even though
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah, probably makes more
individually,
sense.
the way we
Nails.
deal with life might be different. We've actually experienced a lot of the same things, and you know, the same kind of highs and the same kind of lows. Through, you know, because we've spent a lot of time together over the 17 years. So I think that's the only relation between the way Martin writes and I sing. It's kind of like I wear Martin's feelings on my sleeve.
Kind of abstract. Yeah.
Effie. Effie child shit.
What's the secret?
Oh,
Wear
yeah,
his
I can see
feelings
that.
on my sleeves.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Time. You know, most marriages.
Well, I think Martin actually writes most of the lyrics.
Yeah.
I think Dave mainly just performs. So like, yeah, it's like he's taking on Martin's feelings.
You know, most of the time. I mean, it's like a family relationship, you know, a very dysfunctional family. And when one person in that family kind of goes off the rails a bit, the whole thing shakes around for a long time. And it's like one of those little mobiles you see, you know, in recovery places, you know. When someone's sitting there like me, I'd sort of jump around a bit and the whole thing goes all over the place. And I think that's what Depeche Mode has been like for its whole existence, really. But I think that's
ATI. Correct.
that's kind of what makes it work. Because if it all runs too smoothly, I think it's hard to. I'm not saying that you have to go to kind of like the depths of hell to produce something that's worthy. But
This is the reason why
sometimes,
people think NPs are autistic.
I think when you're in a place of sadness or pain, it's coming out of it.
That's 7
is-
shit there.
Is the high. And
Run away from pain.
I feel like that when I sing. You know, that
Run
I
away from
can
pain and suffering. 7
sing
shit.
about how I'm really feeling inside with my voice. That's how I can express how I feel.
Talk a little bit about the vocals. We were talking earlier before rolling. I just think the vocals are outstanding, really strong on this record. And talk a little bit about the vocal coach that you worked with. You alluded to that earlier. You never had a vocal. Have you ever had a vocal coach?
I
before?
did years and years ago, in about 1979, 80, something like that, and it was around the same time. I remember it was somewhere in London, and there's this woman called Tana Debret, and I used to show up for a lesson just after John Lydon had finished. She used to sing too, and he used to sit in the corner of the room and just sulk. Malcolm McLaren would drop him off, and he would just sulk in the corner, and he wouldn't do a thing, and then Malcolm would come and pick him up, you know. I guess he was
Now with
bullied
celebrity
into it.
typings,
And
you will find them.
I felt a bit like that, and I got a bit scared that this woman was trying to turn me into
Now
something
he's
that
creative.
I wasn't.
Maybe
Change the character of
normalizing.
the way I sung.
I would say creative
And,
first,
you know,
probably.
singing like rock and roll
Yeah,
music
creative
is very different
normalizing.
to operatic kind of
I
training
knew
and
someone that
stuff.
looked like
But
him.
there's a lot of stuff that you learn.
I think I went to high school with somebody who looked like him. That
in every way. Just
this guy
about
John
breathing.
Decker.
And singing's all about breathing and
Yeah.
blowing air, you know.
Actually, he looks
Well,
like this
what
dude
happened
Steve who
was,
lived up the road from me. Now that I think about it.
We got about halfway through the record and we were doing trying to do vocals. We spent 6 weeks in New York or something, and I only
Knew
managed
someone
to
that looked like him.
complete one song.
Don't remember their name.
I was
I've
pretty
seen a
sick
lot
at
of
the
these pieces.
time, and just finding everything really hard. Just to kind of sit on the stool and sing was hard.
Your
Probably
neighbor,
not.
like your
And the
neighborhood.
only song I
cook dinner.
sang was Sister of Night, which I actually really liked the vocal, and it kind of set a precedent for the
Usually
rest
it's
of the
theater
record.
kids you notice
Everybody
look
really
like
liked
him.
what I did, but I
President.
couldn't do anything else. I
That's
like, exhausted myself just doing one song. I know it sounds pretty pathetic, but I wasn't very well. And
one song, yes,
so it was suggested
So
that I go back to LA
Get on a
and
journey.
get my shit together and work
So
with
much
vocal
pain
coach,
through the
which
process, but
resisted
like
at
all the
first,
suffering
and just
amounted
felt
to
like
something.
everybody was ganging up on me as
They think
usual.
they're Atlas.
I knew that I needed
Yeah.
some kind of discipline and
Do.
order in my life. So I came back to LA and did completely the opposite for a bit. And
I carried the
died for a
weight
little
of the
while,
world
and then,
upon my
came
shoulders.
back and
Nobody else has suffered as much.
got into it, you
Nigga, shut
know,
up.
with the help of a lot of people. And a lot of encouragement from
Yeah, he's just. I think he's
people
just
like
creative,
myself,
to be
and,
honest.
What do you think, CT?
What, you think
some problems
CC?
with drugs and stuff, and they helped
Maybe.
me to kind of make that transition into real
I don't know
life.
much about it.
Well, unless he's just creative
So I would go and
normalizing.
see Evelyn in my day. I was
either
actually
one of
living in a
those.
sober living place, which you have a curfew at night and stuff like that, and with a lot of other friends. I'm going to see some of them tonight, which I'm looking forward to. And I'd go out and see Evelyn for like 3 or 4 hours a day and work with her on the
Progression,
piano
it's
on the
all
songs that
progression,
I
it's all
couldn't
informative.
sing before. And gradually, after a few weeks,
Gradually.
I was
Work,
singing really well,
progression.
and I couldn't even deny it myself that I felt good as well. You know, so
Good. Yeah.
He's low key a yapper.
So, you know, it was
Yeah,
the
he's
lesson I
yapping.
learned was that you never stop learning. You
He's
know?
not like Andrew Tate, but he's low key
It's
yapping.
something I probably should have done a long time ago.
Yours.
I'm afraid not. No, she's out of town, and she's really sad that she's missed it. But she doesn't get back, I don't think, till Sunday.
Well, at least we got a new one to add to the list. I mean, the ENTP list is getting ridiculous, but
Well, it's a party, and we done a similar thing in London for the record, like a record release party.
all right, so we're done. We're done.
Yeah, he's the NTP.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him done. Well, we weren't expecting to do some random here.
No, that was fun. That was fun. It's a bit apparent that he was
Yeah.
ENTP, but
Yeah,
that was fun.
yeah. I mean,
I enjoyed
I mean,
myself.
it was almost like as soon as we saw the guy, we're like, this guy's ENTP. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Directing this-
Usually usually the lead singer is going to be an ENTP in a band. That's just
not
usually.
always. Not always. I
lot
think
of
you get some ESTPs up there too. ESTPs.
ESTPs, ENTP. It's between those two usually.
Sometimes you get INFJs too.
Sometimes ISTPs as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of open.
Lane Staley.
Come on, Maggie, you're killing us.
Well, they get another. Did she do another one?
Yeah, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Come on, it's
Bro,
another
we got a-
ENTP. Come on.
We got
Bro, we
someone
got
else,
a board.
please.
We
Now
got a
that
board
one
that we're
is-
supposed to be doing
we got-
today. Do not get us off our mission and purpose today. Our mission and purpose was to read
It is because I want to hear the
motherfuckers, bro.
So that one is between INFJ or ENTP.
Damn,
No,
what
he's ENTP, and we're just going up the ladder of who's deeper in their heroin addiction.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, so this guy here,
Lane
ENTP.
Staley.
Try to find one where he's not too drugged out.
Did she super chat it? Really? Did she really?
She did, yeah.
Fuck! Bro, she's
Yeah, we
like,
have to, dude.
like I'm trying to move on to
Hey, she
fucking.
paid. No, she paid, dude. It's over. We gotta
Oh my
do
god,
Lane
bro.
Yes, we got to do it.
No, this is supposed to be
No,
re-verifying.
I know, but that's off course now.
ENTP.
That's
And
why
I
as
just-
much
and
as
I
much
do
as you
love-
try to plan,
You can't plan for these motherfuckers. Hey, what are we going for this guy's Enneagram? 7W6?
yeah, I'd say 7-6.
Yeah, because he's not really
I
crazy.
think
XX?
I think SX SO.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably SP blind.
You know ENTP stay SP blind, bro.
Yeah, yeah, they
They
do.
stay SP blind,
No,
man.
that's undefeated.
That is undefeated. What are we going? C squared or C2? What are we doing? Something C.
Personally, I would go C squared.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we'll
think
go-
so.
we'll go with it.
I'm not seeing normalizing really. He's an oddball.
No.
He said no.
There's no guardrails on him. There's no.
I could. He's probably bisexual too. I could see that.
He is. That's
Hey,
obvious.
now y'all
Come
going
on,
crazy.
that's like the sky's blue.
Not not that there's anything wrong with that, but
No,
just
no.
saying.
I'm
And
not
what are we
saying
going
that.
above average?
I'm just
Average, where
saying
we
the
going?
sky's blue, guys, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
yeah, yeah, what do you,
Let's maybe I don't
average?
know, probably average to be honest.
All right, guys. So we got
He's
David
I wouldn't say he's super
hands down,
developed.
and let's see who do we
Well, I mean,
got
that was
fucking.
also a younger interview of him. Who knows how he?
All right, so who the hell did she put up?
Lane Staley. Lane
Lane
Staley.
Staley, Layne, Lane Staley.
Give me a second. Yeah, Lane Staley. Okay.
Lane. Yeah. Yeah,
God
he's
damn.
the. I don't know. Yeah, he's either INFJ or ENTP, and I lean ENTP. Just,
Lane Staley, huh?
uh-huh.
That's what is he a band of?
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Never
I-
heard of him.
So,
So he
Right.
was a contemporary of like Nirvana and like Kurt Cobain and the Chili Peppers
Oh,
and
so that's interesting because Kurt Cobain and
INFJ. And
yeah, both of them were INFJ.
Yeah.
who was
Kurt.
Kurt
what
Cobain and then
Anthony
what was it?
Kiedis.
Was it Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi was the other
Oh,
one.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's not grunge. Bon Jovi's not grunge, though.
yeah. So this is the guy right here.
Yeah.
That is, yep.
This is the guy.
Yep.
All right, so
That's the guy. That's the
so they
band.
got him as ISFP. You know, they talk more about
ISFP.
ISFP. They got him
Yeah.
Shocker.
and then behind that they got INFP. You know,
No.
very fun. They got a lot
The
of votes.
feels.
He's got more votes than Alex Hermosi.
Well,
Yeah.
he has like a cult following.
Yeah. He does.
People
Yeah.
people love Lane.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, I
So,
mean, I mean, he was able to. Yeah, I think he had an octave rate. He had an insane vocal range.
It's
Very.
not as Mike Patton has a wider range, but he's kind of right below Mike Patton. Who's Mike
damn, man,
Patton's
Thomas
also
is an expert
ENTP.
in this shit. I said Thomas is an expert in his
Yeah.
vocal this range here. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Typical INTJ
We're not
shit
going
here.
there. Yeah.
We should start
Well,
getting up there. Oh, he dead? He's dead?
well, bro, he did heroin for
Yeah.
fucking like
He did.
15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. He
That's
did.
so
He
SP
died.
blind, huh?
No, he died. He died of speedball.
Well, he did everything. He fucking sniffed glue. He was doing everything. By the end
Man.
there, yeah, he was all his teeth fell out. He was like a bag of bones.
Really?
He died a very sad, lonely death.
Yeah. He died of bag of bones. Yeah.
He died completely alone, and they
Yeah.
didn't find him for like 2 weeks.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Sound like some ENTP shit, huh?
And he let homeless people live with him because he felt bad.
He did?
Yeah. That's
Seriously,
actually
you ain't
true.
lying?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an interview of this guy. I guess this 1993 Alice in Chains when I was hoping I could get him solo.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah,
difficult.
it might. Well, you may have to listen just to audio. I think there's audio recordings mainly of him.
But often he does interviews with like Jerry, like you see him with the other bandmates.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
guessing
Maybe
it's
we can
gonna
get a
be
2-for-1. Who knows?
Very. Yeah.
thinking, yeah, I think we're fucked. Guys wish gave me a crackhead, but yeah, that's gave me a crackhead.
Well, let me see if I can find something.
I
No,
found the one with the whole like group and shit going in.
I mean he did like let me see if I can.
Kiki, you hear?
Too many chairs here. Too many chairs.
No,
Give us a second. We'll wait on you.
it's the whole band. Jesus.
Yeah, that's all the thing I can fucking find.
Yeah. Well, most of the. Let me see if I can.
SP Blind, ENTP. When is now she changed the name with the Tyro whatever the hell. When are you gonna come in here and get typed? Okay, we've been wanting to type you for years. You're like number one on my motherfucking type list. Okay, as a person. Yeah, we definitely want to type you because I really want to end that debate of what the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Mics and mics and mics. Mics and mics and mics galore. Another mic.
Right, we're ready.
He's already up.
Finland. You're doing pretty small places, small venues on this tour. What's that?
ISTP.
Because we're not gigantic in Europe. We're this big.
I knew someone that looked like him.
actually
Holy
this
shit.
big. He's this big. He's this big.
We're doing a Metallica stadium tour in summer, so we're just kind of warm up for that. And then we just got off the Aussie tour. These guys opened up for Aussie in the States, doing arenas, and then we're going back to do Lollapalooza Festival, outdoor big places and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a warm up,
Do you prefer clubs over arena type of things?
They're both cool in their own way. It's two different things. It's just a gig.
What do you expect from this tour?
Expect?
A lot of hangovers.
Yeah.
Pragmatic.
We're just having fun.
Is that him?
No, that's
we've
Jerry
been in a
Cantrell.
band for about 3 weeks now with Mike.
He wrote the
Doing really
lyrics.
good. We feel really confident in how we're playing, and the show's been great. Kids been coming out to see us play, so we've just been having a blast.
Is the audience a lot different here than it's in States?
Well, I wouldn't say so.
It's fairly similar
Yeah.
to the States. Same
That's
same
lame.
reaction. Kids get excited like they do in the States. The same thing.
When did Mike start with that?
Well, you got to take a break for a while. We've been, since we pretty much started, I think, we've been going nonstop. Just all the things that we've done. And
We've been
it was
going
just kinda time
nonstop.
for me to take a break from touring at that point, and we wanted to keep going on. So we had met Mike on the Aussie tour, and thought he'd
Progression on him.
make a good choice.
Yeah, progression.
even though
Direct
we didn't like him as a
progression.
person. And
I think you like
we asked
you
him
probably.
to come
Wow.
play.
Yeah.
Ouch. And asked him to come play with us.
ISTP? For the,
Yeah.
We've been
For-
doing
for
a show
Jerry,
now.
yeah.
So far, it's gone really the best that it possibly could, I guess. Mike's in LA working on some stuff of his own right now. He's doing really good.
Mike, are you going to do something with Ozzy?
We just finished We just finished mixing a live record that's coming out, I think, in April or May, a double live record. And he was also writing some new music and stuff like that. Ozzy's got a lot of things going right now, as we all do. So we're just kind of working together. If the timing's right, we'll do both. But right now I'm just with these guys, drinking way too much here in Finland.
Does anybody have a cigarette?
Yeah, they're supposed to ask the question.
Thanks a lot. I got one of my own.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
So Facelift already sold like 500,000 units, and then Dirt debuted at number 6 on Billboard. Did you expect that kind of a success with your first and second album, in a way that it seems to me that even with or without any Nirvana and Seattle boom, you would have broke through with this second album, but did it surprise you as a band? Because you ain't like your average Yankee Doodle Dandy pop group.
What the fuck's this guy saying? Just ask the
I think it
question.
was a surprise to all of us.
We didn't know we were an average Yankee Doodle cotton cookie whiskey rock group, though. That's news to me.
No, we're not one.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I wouldn't be known as that.
you,
In fact, we
I
should
know
just
you
change
as
your name to
that.
that.
No, I mean, I think maybe we expected to chart it maybe 199 out of 200, not number 6.
I gave you a radio interview as well, Mercer.
Oh, you seen one?
Surprise.
It's just audio, but it's
Those kind of
mainly
things
just
really
him.
Wasn't there like a recommended video?
Expect what's going to happen,
Somebody put a recommend one in there?
No, I mean like on your sidebar.
What people like, something you're totally sure somebody's going to dig. They'll hate it.
Trying
And the
to,
stuff
I
that you-
found one that's like
that if you just
30
worry about
minutes
what you
long
like,
with
you-
Because
just
I
audio.
don't want to do audio.
Yeah.
Audio's gonna suck dick, but whatever. Oh,
What's
this
that one
here.
at the top there? Lane Staley is that like a documentary, or that looks like an interview? The 1994
This is
one.
Lane from Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
and you're watching
He's
Rage,
probably
and
fucked up,
I
but
get
we'll
to be
do the best we
program
can.
director tonight, so you're all in for a whole lot of hell, aren't you? So stick around and watch it, or don't. If you don't, you're a shitbag. So keep watching.
Pragmatic.
All right.
Options.
I
Give
chose
me
the song Just One
options.
Fix by
Pragmatic.
Ministry because
Rolling.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. But I think I got a pretty good grasp on it. And I'm very interested in the subject matter behind the song. Anyways,
Somebody
I love
said
this
too easy
song. I
to
love the video.
That's fact,
William
bro,
Burroughs
that's
rocks. This is Just One Fix. I'm sure these guys are real proud of what they've done, and I'm really proud of what they've done for a band that was ridiculed and basically have been made a mockery of by the press. Came back and destroyed them with a great album and a great song and a great video, and I think it's great. I love this video. Heart-Shaped Box, Nirvana. I know a lot of people that don't agree with me that this is a great song and a great video, but they can all go to hell.
He's on heroin.
Because I think it's great. Shannon, the singer, is a good friend of mine. We record together. I think it's one of their better songs.
Looks like Donnie
It's a
Dallas
great
Page
video.
on the last
This
video.
is Rain by Blind Melon.
I don't know if you know who Donnie Dallas Page is.
We toured with Iggy Pop about 3 years ago, and Butttown was one of my favorite songs that he had off the new record that he was touring on. And I thought it was a real bold move for him to write that song. And I know Butttown. I've been to Butttown. Well, not literally, but I know where he's talking about. And I thought it was a pretty bold move to write that song. It's a great song, and I've always been a big fan of the Stooges, Iggy Pop, and I love the song. The video's even better.
I think we could put him down for informing.
Yeah.
He's just like rambling.
It's probably the.
I know he's fucked up, but he's just rambling. There's no directing in his
first new song
in his speech.
that I've liked in about 2 years by any band. I haven't heard the rest of their stuff, but I love this song, "Creep" by Radiohead. I think it's absolutely fabulous. So this is them with "Creep."
Jesus.
We went on tour with this
How
band.
did they
in the
let him
United
on the
States,
show?
Lollapalooza.
Bro, they just
Big
wanted to
festival
interview
tour,
that bad.
And
It's no, he's
They
on
were
a show.
great.
They're doing
Amazing
music
bunch of
videos, and
guys.
he's just talking between the videos is
and,
what it is.
yeah.
They're not showing the
I made a
videos.
point to wake up early and go see these guys play. And
Oh my God.
it's one of my favorite songs. In fact, it is my favorite song. by
Myron
them.
Gaines?
You want to retype Myron?
Machine. Oh, by the way, Tom Morello, the guitar player, taught me how to play guitar. So if I screw up, it's
Bro,
his
this
fault.
became the ENTP show.
This
What
is
the
Killing
fuck?
in the Name of by Rage Against the Machine.
This became the ENTP
I chose about 4
show.
songs by Prince because Prince is probably one of my biggest idols besides David Bowie. I didn't see David Bowie on your list. So,
I
Put a lot of David Bowie. Maybe we can have a
like the
reach.
it's like the fucking what's the guy we did
Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy.
He's one of the most.
I think
amazing
Ozzy was more
performers and
coherent.
Songwriters of our time, I think. And I'm damn impressed with what he's done. So I chose a bunch of songs by Prince. If you don't like him, then turn the channel.
He
This is
just
good,
did a TI
Watch it.
statement. If you don't
This
like
is
him,
Prince.
then change the channel. If then TI.
What's your involvement in the making
TI
of
informing,
Fight Versus
abstract,
Yours?
pragmatic, progression.
It's done.
Yeah, it
It's
depends on
done.
which video.
It's done.
Man in the Box, I
Lane State, he's
directed.
done. He's done. We're going on to
Rest,
the next.
rest in peace, Lane.
Iron-
Thank you for all that
I
you've
don't know
done.
anything about your
All the
music,
court-
but
Yeah.
this
music's
became
done.
the ENTP show. What the fuck is going on? I think you know what? Mac, you've been suggesting too many ENTPs, man. You know I got a recipe.
No, it wasn't her this time. It was the misunderstood.
You misunderstood her.
Yeah.
That wasn't who she wanted?
No, she just put one in.
There's another one.
Yeah, I know somebody get Myron Gaines, but I'm saying like
Yeah,
in
that's
general.
That's
Like
a
she
different
does
person.
too many ENTPs, bro. You know my
No,
working
different
theory
person.
is you start suggesting people that are just like your fucking own ass.
No.
Like every month, Jess is gonna give me an ENTP. I can set my watch to it and book it. Like it's gonna be an ENTP.
That was that. No,
Did she give us? Did she give us Staley and the guy before that?
No, it's not the same person.
All right, can we just keep the train moving here? Come on, let's go.
I mean, wait. Oh, this is not showing. Okay, give me a second here.
Yeah, I don't see the board.
Oh yeah, I was on the board, but I guess it didn't pop up. All right, so we're doing the board here. Damn, I was almost done. I was making record time in there. Donald Trump time. All right, so TIFE, guys, clear this
No
day.
one's ever seen record times like that. Okay.
No one's seen winning like this before.
We said it like
when you go to the gas pump and you pay $8 a gallon. No one's ever seen winning.
It's just a little thing to pay for our safety, just our safety.
It's a small price to pay for our greatest ally.
No, our safety. You don't want to see those guys with nukes. Trust me.
You don't want to see the nukes, okay? They have beautiful nukes.
I've seen the nukes, and you don't want to see them.
They've seen nukes before.
I don't think he realized that he hit them and destroyed their enrichment process. So then, like, bro, what you think this shit is, bro? You think you just turn some shit around tomorrow and have another one? Like, I don't know his thinking. I really don't. But then to get in front of, I don't know, and to get in front of a whole bunch of people and tell them this bullshit, that's crazy to me. Like, bro, just think anything he says is fact. It's truly scary. It's truly scary.
He's not even D squared. He's R squared for fucking retard squared. That's his development.
He dropped something else, man. Like, bro, I was like, man. What are we going? 7W?
I bombed my approval rating like I bombed Iran.
What are we going? 7W8, 7W6, 7W6, 7W8. What are we going?
I think 7.6, probably C squared, average at best. It's kind of hard to say because he did so many drugs.
SXXO?
Yeah, it's SP blind.
Yeah. Bro is a druggie here. We're going C squared on
Unfortunately, yeah, certain things went wrong in his life, and
it's crazy,
again,
bro.
If you're ENTP, stay away from drugs. Yeah. If Enneagram 7, SP blind, stay away from drugs.
I don't think you can stop him though.
Because most of them don't make it out of it. Dave Gahan made it out of it, but most of them they don't make it out of it.
Average Robert Downey Jr.
Who? Oh yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Ozzy made it out, but a lot of them don't. Unfortunately,
I think Ozzy was still used it. Hey, what are we going average? Average?
Yeah,
I'd say average.
Now we're going back to fucking Myron Gaines.
I think if he didn't destroy himself with drugs, he could have been above average, but yeah. It's really going to destroy your development. You know, you start doing drugs like when you're a teenager.
And I think another thing that socionics like gets wrong is that like they don't like change based off people's like TI. Like not everybody's TI is gonna be scientific based, right? It's about their own framework, not like, oh my God, this person's an idiot. Like they're not using TIs. Like, yes, they still are using TIs, just not curated in science.
Well, it's like I said, they we've said this before. They look at the developed type. They don't look at they don't get to the core. We get to the core type. They look at the developed type.
Yeah. Let's go.
And they don't know how.
Myron Gaines. I didn't think I'd be doing it. The stream gonna get taken down immediately. But they got Myron Gaines ESTJ. You can't believe this.
Who does?
Database has him as ESTJ.
The dummy base.
Dummy base has him as fucking ESTJ, guys. And then ENTP behind that. But I mean, they got him 6W5. I think Myron's probably a 3, man. Myron's a 3.
Yeah, he's a 3, but
he's a 3. Also makes him different than Tate and all the other ones. I think Sneeko also is probably a 3 too.
You think so?
Hell yeah. I mean, I've noticed the difference between him and Sneeko and Myron. They're always taking notes. Like, they're always taking notes. And then you'll
Yeah.
have the ENTPs that kind of like Sean taking notes or just anything with, she said DJ Academics, another fucking ENTP.
All right, let's get this show on the fucking road.
I'm trying to pull this goddamn shit up, man.
Yeah.
Damn, this shit 2 hours long.
What is? No, we're at an hour right now. We just hit an hour.
No, I'm saying this.
Well, let's just listen to a little bit of it. I mean, on what I can stand. It's. I don't have a low enough IQ to like that content. I'm sorry.
I mean, he just be. Is this the one that you wanted? Can you see that? Can you see it?
Yeah.
You see it? Is this the interview you wanted with Myron? Let me know in the comments. Is this the one you wanted with Myron?
All right, let's listen. Let's just get this over with. Holy crap!
All right, so T's back.
Culture here,
I
but a
never
lot
left.
of people were really
Can
interested
you hit me?
I don't know.
this. Some people got
I don't think
questions.
so.
Should they be
I'll
worried?
be back in a jiff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 ENTPs in a room. Jesus.
Jesus Christ, it's gonna be just chaos, bro. That's what we're gonna see. It's just pure chaos. 2 ENTPs in the room. The worst is when they start getting like a fan base, bro. When they start getting a fan base, they start getting wild. They start getting people that like identify with what their message is. Oh my god. Then they triple, quadruple down on whatever they're saying.
My IQ isn't low enough to find this entertaining.
I mean, Myron's a smart guy. I mean, I think he went to some really high school, graduated.
I mean, I'm not saying he's stupid. I just mean the content.
Yeah.
I mean, what they put out is just mindless.
I think they don't realize that like it is a continuation of progress, right? Like they put out like this dating coach stuff, and then like the thing is like it's a zero-sum game because once other people understand the dating coaching or dating like whatever, then the system has to change, right? So if everybody is like on this red pill shit, right, then the red pill strategies are not going to work, right? Then the strategies are going to evolve into something else. So it just never ends. It never ends.
A fucking comment. People like, oh, I want this, then pay for it.
In whatever city they're from. People are asking me these questions from time to time. I wish I brought you on during the elemental stuff because I know you deal with a lot of border stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I had a few hoes who even hit me. They're like, yo, is now the time I should be going to motherfucking, like
Mexico? Yeah.
Go to, yeah. And I was just like, listen, I've been to Cancun, and I got to be honest with you. When I go there, there's usually like armed forces that's kind of like by, where the city is. I don't know what's the temperature now, and also we're Americans. There's probably
we got a real yaffer here.
We've seen another world event happen. This one seems to be even more over the top. Not only removal.
I'm really not the biggest fan of having 2 ENTPs going at the same time because like
Too much yapping.
Yeah, I mean, and then one ENTP gonna be talking so goddamn much, the other ENTP gonna have to shut up. So.
But the assassination of.
But like I said, like Myron's a more. What I would say more intellectual ENTP, more strategic about what he does, more meticulous.
World leader, the supreme leader of Iran. I don't even know how to say his name. You would know.
Yeah, Ali Khamenei. Yeah.
And then I'm now hearing that it's possible that his replacement may have also got clapped as well. I don't know if that's confirmed.
Yeah.
But I've seen somewhere, which I'm like, yo, we're not gonna stop until we get our guy in there, right? So everybody got to die until our guy get it.
Yeah, pretty much. Right. They want to put in a guy who's like the son of the former Shah from the 70s. That's who they want to put in. A guy named like Rob Pavlovi or whatever his name is. He has like a big ass nose.
That's
I don't know if you've seen him before.
Big ass nose.
Listen, we're a little bit green and new to like all this stuff.
Sure.
I want to give you the leeway here,
okay,
to kind of like, you know, get on your shit, because this is one of, you know, as I tried my best to get up to speed and deliver, you know, the story as how I see it to my audience. One of the very first times I couldn't avoid but at least being honest with the inevitable, which is I really think that we kind of did this more for the mission of what Israel got going on, as opposed to what we need to do for our own national security at the moment.
Sure.
And
are you
know,
shocked?
You know, I'm not anti nobody, but I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know why we keep doing it, but I guess it is what it is. So from what you can see, I would like for you to kind of give like a breakdown how we got here so fast. What I came up with, you know, obviously the JCPOA was Trump got out of it in 2018. It was agreed on in 2015. He got out of it 2018.
Yes.
We're kind of getting word, it's because of the enrichment of uranium, which that's necessary for the making of bombs. But we're hearing there's a lot more other things that was kind of happening. Obviously, we did assassinate one of their generals.
No shit.
You tell me how we got here.
Okay, so do you want me to go from, because I could go pretty in depth with this. Do you want me to start from October 7th? Because I would say October 7th.
Tell me what
it's
you
way
want.
longer than just that, but I would say October 7th is
Go ahead
a
and
good.
tell him, T. Go ahead and break it down to him. Tell me what you want. You kind of video was going at the same time. The video was going at the same time when you were talking, T.
No, well, I'm just saying he's like he's saying tell me what you want, or tell like he wants DJ to basically give him a starting point. Where do you want me to start? And NE that's NE because NI is about what I want, NE is about what you want. See, so and NE I think NI would know where it wants to start. NE is looking like, okay, I don't know where I want to start, so you tell me. So.
Starting point. I don't know how familiar is your audience is with that.
Isn't October 7th though a situation between
the false flag October 7th,
Palestine and Israel?
Yes.
So that Beebe can have emergency
some
powers.
People feel like that was a really a terrorist attack. What does that have to do with Iran? Yeah.
So okay, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and I got like I was already
what does it have to do with
I've got
Iran?
some stuff ready for your audience because you know they might not be familiar with all this stuff.
We're the
but
key
hopefully
players.
after I break this down for everybody, your audience will have a way better idea of Middle Eastern foreign policy. Because I'll be very honest with you guys, the American government lies a lot about this topic for obvious reasons, and you guys are gonna see once I kind of get into it. So give me 1 sec here. Let me go ahead and share. I got
because he's a numbers guy.
So,
and I just want to say that I stand with Israel.
So let's start with the Middle East, right? Here's the Middle East, right? And I saw that you were showing this on your screen, right? So this is the region, right? Israel is right here, okay? Little small sliver of land, but this small sliver of land has created a lot of
never
problems.
seen a greater
all throughout the world.
ally
I'm going to kind of
than
go
Israel.
through it line by line. So first, let's identify what the axis of resistance is, okay? The axis of resistance is a group of different militia groups, essentially, or armies or countries that work alongside each other to combat the aggression of Israel and.
So if you're somebody from outer space, Myron's gonna walk you through the progression of everything, step by step. Okay.
This is progression.
So any progression.
And the West, the United States, right? Basically, Iran is the head of the snake of the axis of resistance, and they did this after watching many different Muslim countries, Arab countries, fall to Israeli influence and American influence, right? Because every single one of these Muslim countries in the Middle East has pretty much either been destroyed or cucked by the United States and Israel. Whether it's like Jordan and Egypt, for example, would have agreements.
Egypt is cucked, right?
Yeah, they're cucked. They got
Myron he has a nice way of explaining things.
Right here, the Camp David Accords.
Elegant.
Okay. And this was a deal that was struck back in the 1970s between Menachem Begin, this guy's a fucking terrorist, and Anwar Sadat. But I won't go too much into all this other stuff. But what your audience needs to know for the purposes of this is that either every country in this region has either been destroyed or cucked by the United States or Israel. So, for example, Libya destroyed, Gaddafi destroyed, Egypt cucked. We give them, they're like the second or third highest recipient of foreign aid because we pay them to play nice with Israel. Why? Because they have the Sinai Peninsula, they're to Israel south. Then Jordan to their east. We pay them also a lot of money. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, and again, you know, forgive me for anyone who.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm throwing you off your spiel here. So when I kind of went into trying to explain it to everyone, and I really went down the history of Iran, and I know you're not exactly at Iran here, but it's in the same region. So so Iran that was known as Persia.
What the hell's that
before
mean?
Goes
like
into
ancient
like
times.
say again.
That's like ancient times. But I know what
Yeah,
you're
I
referring
mean, it
to.
wasn't
Though. Yeah, go ahead.
Asian.
Okay,
Asian
so
times,
it
I
goes
think,
into
what? Well, didn't it just get changed to Iran in like the 50s or some shit?
It's always been Iran. Persia is an extronym. It's Persia is what the West calls Iran, but they've always
Yeah.
Iran and Iranians. It's related to Aryan and Aryans. So
Yeah.
basically, because they're part of the Indo-European language family, but they've always referred to themselves as Iranians or Aryans.
Yeah, but
Essentially.
we refer to them as Persian.
Yeah, it's
But
just
yeah,
I think
we
changed it, what,
call them
1950?
Persians.
Yeah, we changed it 1950, right, or some shit like that. I think it
Well,
was something.
it was Iran
It was
before
what?
that. I think maybe in the 1800s it was still called Persia. But
I thought it was
53 is when we did the coup.
I think they changed it to some y'all changed it to Iran before that. Maybe like World
Oh,
War
you
I.
might be. Yeah, that might have been not the. Yeah, I think that was the guy before Mossadegh. That was the Shah, if I'm not mistaken.
He wanted to create unity amongst the Iranians, so he changed the name to. Well, I guess like he made the rest of the world respond to them as Iranians or whatever the fuck. But yeah.
Like
Iran.
this like World War when the World War I happens, they're like this kind of like neutral figure, and it's around that time that it gets known and kind of like realized for its really important asset, which is oil. And the
I'm already
British
ahead of
was
you. I know
really-
who you're talking about right now. We're getting it. You're talking about Operation Ajax. This is when the West. This was like one of their first democratically elected guys in post World War II. And what ended up happening was Operation Ajax. The United States, the Mossad, and Israel worked to get this guy out of here because he nationalized oil. And England wanted access to the oil. So this was the beginning of the end. So there's been Western intervention in Iran for a long time.
Wait, you said who worked to get this? So from what I researched, was like it was the CIA and British intelligence. Was Israel involved in that?
Yes, it was Israel, because Israel is a brand new country at this point. So they're trying to stabilize the region because they were created in 1948. Then it was the United States and the MI6. You can see it right here. They had a coup, Operation Ajax, and they basically got him out of there. And that led to the Shah, right? The first Shah.
Olive or no, first one.
Yeah, the first one. So this guy, this dude, pretty much, right?
I don't even know how to say his name, bro.
Yeah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. So he
was a good puppet. I rock with him.
Yeah, he was basically
He was
Western
a good
puppet is what he
puppet.
was. So this
Well,
okay,
he
so
was.
let's go from the
No one's
beginning
seen
if
a
you want to
puppet
go
like that
Iranians
before.
history, and then I can get into the acts of resistance
No
and what's
one was
going
a
on
better
contemporarily. So
wait,
When you look
I
at
guess the
somebody
question
like
I was gonna ask,
Pahlavi,
and it's up to you. You could go whatever way you want to go. But the question that I wanted to
Whatever
ask was,
way you wanna
I
go, 'cause I
remember
don't wanna limit you.
going
I
into
don't wanna limit
after
you.
like 2001, which is obviously 9/11, and now we're hearing a lot about the Middle East, and a lot of what Americans used to think is, why do we fucking care? And obviously, the main thing that was being put towards propaganda is like, hey, we're going against these people or countries that are sponsoring terrorism, right? Or they're, hiding terrorists within, their countries. Not only that, we then get kind of like this idea, which kind of makes more sense because everything is capitalism as usual. We get told that the real reason we're beefing with these countries are just strictly over oil. And it appears that with like Iran, yes, oil may have been one of the things, especially for the coup, right? But are we really doing things because of oil to this day, or is it just stability in the region?
it's a combination
Oil
of a
and the
bunch of different
petrodollar.
things. It's energy. It's
Probably the
race
petrodollar is
tensions.
probably
It's
more important,
religious
I think.
tensions. A lot of different things
And
going on in the region.
That's
So
the
okay, I'll go
pattern.
into Iran first. That like why they're the way that they are. Then I'll get into what led to what happened with what's going
I
on
think
now.
they're,
So
truthfully, I think they're trying to handicap China a bit, because if they destabilize Iran or put somebody in there that they want, then Iran has to follow, not Iran, but China has to, get away from the yuan and the BRICS system, which is basically a system to go against the petrodollar. People don't really understand.
Dollar SWIFT against
But-
the SWIFT system. Yes.
But essentially, everything that we have is so cheap and affordable because of the petrodollar, and other like countries basically needing dollars to get oil because the whole world needs oil. Like for instance, like Japan gets like 75% of their oil from another place, so then they have to trade with U.S. dollars, which means they have to buy U.S. Treasury, which is like basically U.S. debt. so that they can always have U.S. dollars to purchase oil, because randomly if they didn't have U.S. dollars to purchase oil, then they couldn't buy oil. So then that props up our stock market, our securities, and all that type of shit. So that's basically why I predict in the future, after this war and shit is done, that might destabilize the petrodollar even more. It may change a lot of shit. So,
but it's all about the U.S. trying to maintain its hegemony over the world, because China's coming up quick, and China's our greatest. I don't want to say enemy, because I don't look at them as an enemy,
They're
but
more of an adversary.
I mean, they're our competition basically.
Competition. Yeah. And I think China is trying to be smart, because what they're gonna try. I think this is where I think Xi is trying to go. Xi's a smart motherfucker. He's trying to
for sure.
China. He's storing a lot of gold. So I think he's trying to get the yuan back by gold. And if he can do that properly, that might be a problem. But he's slowly chipping away, like an INTJ that he is, slowly chipping away at the fucking the dollar. Okay, and all this instability that we're doing now also makes us look kind of bad. But yeah,
kind of bad.
Is kind of bad?
If we go back in Iranian history, we start back post World War II. Basically, this guy was democratically elected. We ran a CIA coup with the Brits and the Israelis, got him out of there. This guy comes into power, who's basically a puppet. He gives all of the Iranian resources. He's very Western friendly. Accepts Israel's estate, recognizes Israel's estate, which was very controversial back then, because the whole Middle Eastern Muslim world did not want Israel there because of the Nakba and everything else that happened with the expulsion of Palestinians. So they overthrow him in 1979 with the Islamic Revolution, who is currently in power now, right? So after that happened, there was, obviously ever since the Islamic Revolution came into power in 1979, Israel's been trying to destroy them, okay? Because they've always presented the biggest challenge to Israeli hegemony in the region. To understand, like, the history, you need to know what the goals are. Israel wants to be the hegemon in the region so that no one else can stop them. This is why they have a nuclear program that's undeclared, that's basically illegal. They've done a lot of false flag attacks. They've done, countless assassinations. The Mossad has some of the highest levels of successful assassinations. They're a very good intelligence agency. That's why they're so good at what they do. But this is the region in general. So, like, when you look at the region, all of these countries are either owned by the United States, like Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, etc., or they've been destroyed, like Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Egypt is cocked, Libya was destroyed by us, Sudan has been destroyed.
Wait, Saudi Arabia, like, they rock with home team?
Yeah.
They're an ally of ours, a big ally of ours, and the reason why they're a big ally of ours is because they're very responsible for the strength of the U.S. dollar with something called the petrodollar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's why, which I can explain that too later on if you want. But just to stay focused on the conflict at hand, then I'm happy to answer anything else. So this is the region, right? So now that we know the different countries that are in the region and kind of where they stand, they've either been destroyed or cucked by the United States in the West and Israel, right? Mostly Israel. Israel's like the bully in the Middle East that's propped up and secured by us. Like, Israel creates problems, and then we come in and bail them out of their problems. So Israel, right? October 7th happens, right? This is also known as Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you the operation that they use in Arabic is because it's important to know why they attacked on October 7th. Most Americans think that these guys just invaded for no reason because they wanted to.
That's fucking Dr. Yang Maxon. Dr. Yang Maxon.
That they just wanted to attack to kill Jews, but that's not really what it was. There's multiple reasons they attacked, both political and religious. There's three main reasons they attacked. Number one, the occupation. The Israelis illegally occupy the Gaza Strip, right, where these people have no rights, no sovereignty, no nothing. They're occupied. They, can't leave, etc. Then the West Bank up here, right? And these Israelis, right, have the West Bank right here, which they're building settlements on continuously as we speak. And it's been, the entire international community calls the West Bank settlements illegal. Like, they've been expanding it, forever. But that's a whole other conversation. But the long story short is the Gaza Strip, Hamas, right? These guys right here, these guys right here. Boom, Islamic resistance movement. They invaded on.
All right, so someone said something about nuclear energy. Yes, most of our tech companies are actually moving nuclear because, they need more energy. So you're gonna see a lot of that going in the future. But the rest of the
AI,
world,
right?
Yeah, for AI. But the rest of the world will still be running on oil, bro. The rest of the world gonna be running on oil for quite a bit. There's gonna be some, like us and other people that go nuclear, but most people are going to still be running on oil. It is what it is. But I do think that this will push people into looking at more renewable energies and nuclear energies more. So, yeah.
They're a terrorist group.
They are designated as a terrorist group. They were they are designated by a terrorist group by a woman named Madeleine Albright, and so is Hezbollah in 1997. Madeleine Albright's Jewish, which we'll talk about that as well.
Oh,
But that's
Jesus.
that's another thing. So the October 7th attacks happened. So it's important for people to know why they attacked. Now, Western media will tell you, oh, they just attacked because they hate Jews, etc. Well, that's a part of it. Now, the main reason they attacked is because of the occupation, right? The Israelis occupied them. They tried to do peaceful protests in 2018, 2019. The Israelis were shooting them, killing them, etc. as they were doing the peaceful marches across on the border. And many different attacks and attacks of aggression, not just in Gaza, but also in the West Bank. Number two, the Abraham Accords. The Abraham Accords are basically a series of agreements between the United States, Israel, and Muslim Arab countries. And it's basically normalization, right? It's a normalization treaty. Many of the Muslim countries in the Middle East do not recognize Israel as a country because of what they're doing to the Palestinians. And many countries reserve recognizing Israel until they answer what's called the Palestinian question. And the Palestinian question is either
Does he even know what's going on?
give them you give them their own state, a two-state solution, or one-state solution where you bring these people in and make them Israeli citizens. Now, the Israelis don't want to give them their own state because that would mean they would have sovereignty, they'd have a military, they'd have police, and the Israelis don't want to live next to the Palestinians and feel as though their security is being tested. And then the other reason why they don't want to just bring them in as citizens and just give them a passport and give them full-fledged citizenship is because Israel wants to remain a Jewish state. That means it needs to be an 80% majority, and that is so that they can maintain overrepresentation in politics and government, etc. Palestinians basically have more children, they reproduce fat more. So what's going to happen is they know over time, if they were to bring in these Palestinians to Israel and make them citizens, they would lose power very quickly. So this is why they've not been able to answer the Palestine question. Now, what Israel's done instead is they've tried to use the United States as an intermediary, right, through bribing, foreign aid, military support, economic support, to get these different countries to recognize Israel without answering the Palestine question. And this is very important. Now, when October 7th happened, Saudi Arabia was set to meet with the United States to normalize relations with Israel. Now, why is this important? This is important because Saudi Arabia has some of the holiest sites in the religion, and they are a regional, they have a great deal of influence in the region because of the religious importance of the location. So though Mohammed bin Salman, the leader of Saudi Arabia, said he would not recognize Israel until they gave the Palestinians some level of sovereignty, he was potentially flirting with meeting with them and talking with them about coming into the Abraham Accords, as well as many other Muslim countries. And the Palestinians know that if more Muslim countries join the Abraham Accords, their ability to be free is gone, because now all the leverage that they would have had with the Muslim countries withholding recognizing Israel would be gone. And then the third thing that no one ever talks about is what's called the red heifers. Now, a guy named Abu Ubaidah, this dude right here, because this guy was a spokesperson of Hamas. This guy, they killed him though, but he's the guy that famously used to always do the speeches with the red keffiyeh on. This guy right here. He after October 7th, he explained why they attacked. So it was the Israeli occupation in Gaza.
He's from Hamas?
Yeah, he was a spokesperson from Hamas. So he was it was the occupation, the Abraham Accords expanding without answering the Palestine question, and then the third one is a religious one. And no one ever talks about this in Western media. The Israelis are trying to destroy something called the Al-Aqsa Mosque, right? And that's why the Palestinians call it Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, right? And the Al-Aqsa Mosque, right, is one of the holiest sites in Islam.
Shut up.
And what the Israelis want to do, you got a bunch of super religious Jewish zealots that want to destroy this mosque and rebuild the temple that was destroyed. And not only do they want to do that, they went to America to find 5 red cows. I kid you not. They went to go get red. They're going to sacrifice red heifers, destroy the mosque, and rebuild the temple. It's like to bring their, the Antichrist really, but to bring, their Messiah. So for all of these reasons, both religious, political, etc.
Moving on.
Yes, as interesting as this is, we already know this stuff, and this is a Titan stream.
They want to rebuild the Temple of Solomon. So to bring usher in the end times. Yes. Okay.
This all Yang
Who was it? Rome who destroyed the last one, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Rome destroyed it, so that was like 2,000 years ago.
That's why Beebe's reading the war, the Jews versus Rome. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting. I was watching Yang the other day, and he said that the Jews were infighting, and that's the reason why they couldn't really fight Rome well, or something shit like that. Even when Rome came to destroy the temple, you would think that they worked together.
The reason they enter these mass scale conflicts, is to enforce unity,
unite them.
amongst their people.
Yeah. I think they've always had some level of infighting, and if you go back a few thousand years, you had the kingdom of Judah, and there was two different kingdoms. You had Israel and you had Judah. And I was watching Jang yesterday talking about kind of like the origin of the Jews and how Jews were like a creation of Persia, because Persia Babylonians, they kicked the Jews out of Jerusalem, and they destroyed the temple. When Cyrus the Great took over Persia, he let them rebuild the temple, and then he basically put Jews in Jerusalem because Jews are good at administration. So not without getting into too many details, what Zhang says is that Jews, as we understand them, were a creation of the Persians, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about Cyrus the Great as like a messiah.
He was like a vision. He was a real visionary. We often look at ancient people as primitive, but no, they were very sophisticated. Some of them, he allowed for religious freedom, like stuff that we kind of we think is very progressive, and new. People were doing this thousands of years ago. They were doing religious freedom and letting people,
What do we think? 3W4, 3W2, 4,
probably what 3? I don't know.
3W4, 3W2. What we thinking for Myron? 4.
I think 3, 4, but yeah.
All right. What we thinking? SP.
You're right, X-ray.
And
yeah.
N squared or D?
You think N squared?
You think? Are we thinking ND, DN? What we thinking? ND.
Maybe ND.
Yeah. And above average. So
yeah, for sure.
All right.
Damn, now we can finally get the fucking shit back on the rails. Thank God. Jesus. Above average here. All right, so we got that. Who's crying in the comments? Who's crying in the comments? People crying.
A lot of crying going on.
A lot of crying going on. Well, it is what it is, man. The people who do super chat, they get priority over whatever the fuck our goal is. Take us from our goal. It's whatever. All right, so next up on our list to look at is, was it Taylor Swift? What was it, Taylor Swift or Destiny?
No more ENTPs.
All right, we'll go Taylor Swift.
Which is almost as revolting, but yeah, let's do it.
Almost as revolting. All right, guys. So they have. Let's go Taylor Swift.
I think she's an INTP.
Okay, so I think someone. I mean, we gotta retype her anyway, but people are asking.
This is horrible.
Is she INTJ? Is she ESFP? Is she ENTJ? So why not? We'll look at her. Pretty sure.
Oh, let's do it. Let's just get it over with.
Let's go. I gotta be real careful with this bitch here, cause any of her shit will take your ass right offline.
Taylor?
Hell yeah! All her shit gonna be I gotta find some interview that, whew, and she rarely does an interview that's not copywritten. That
doesn't have copyright strike.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with her at 14. Fuck it. I feel a little froggy with that one. Let's go. We're gonna go.
Let's go.
So they got us ESFJ guys. Let's just go to the board real quick for you guys who are new, because it seems like we're getting a lot of new people. ESFJs: informing, initiating, progression, affiliative, systematic, concrete, TIFE, and SINE. Okay, that's what the ESFJ is. Oh shit, the damn board.
Yeah, there's no board.
Oh, sorry about that. Well. You got Zara's face up there. All right, the board. Okay, you got Zara's face up there. But
would you believe it?
Would you believe it? All right. So you have to leave it. Let me see if you can hear it.
I hear it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I hear it. I just don't.
Yeah, I see Zara's face.
It's still
Oh
moving,
shit.
I guess. Head.
How did the idea come about
You
for
hit it?
your family to decide
Yeah.
to move to Nashville?
Well, we had been coming into Nashville for months and months to meet with people and just get acquainted with the town and the industry and everything. We'd been coming here forever. And we started noticing that when we would leave, every single time it would get harder and harder for us to get on the plane to go back.
Yeah,
So
progression.
my mom started looking online for like properties and
Progression.
stuff. And we found this house and we absolutely fell in love with it. So all of us were just like, we got
It got harder and harder to leave every time. Blah blah blah.
Going through the journey.
progression. Yeah.
to move here.
How has it been, the move?
It's been amazing because
All right. So because someone said she might be ENTJ, that's a lot of progression there.
it wasn't just moving to a new house, it was moving to a whole new life. And we didn't know anybody here, which was kind of scary, but then again, it was totally awesome because you're starting over. It was just really cool.
What has it been like? What has it been like since you moved?
You're starting over.
It's been amazing. We have totally fallen in love with this town and everybody in it. It just seems like there's such a genuine niceness here. Everybody's so sweet and I just love it. I love Nashville.
Yeah, what do you like particularly about Nashville? Or how's the music community for you?
The music community is great because everybody's really talented and awesome, but they're so laid back too. So it's just kind of like, you know, you see Faith Hill in the grocery store and people are like, oh, I saw Faith Hill today. You know, I don't know, it's just really
Arguably.
cool. It's just a really great vibe here. It's
Direct
awesome.
progression.
I think it's SE too. SE.
Yeah.
People in the grocery store.
She kind of
When
looks
did
like
you first-
Jodie Foster when Jodie Foster was young.
Well, she looks like a girl I used to see a long time
Yeah, I've
ago.
seen that archetype
Realize that
before.
Yeah.
You wanted
There's-
to be
There's also
in
this
a country music singer.
whatever,
I
this girl
think
who
when
does
I was
guitar.
6 years old when I first got the Leanne Rimes album, I was just dead set. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be like her.
I'm going
When
to
I
be
first got
NI.
her album, Blue,
SENI,
I
yeah.
was
Yeah, that's all NI that I want to be.
Once I saw it, I knew where I wanted to be.
Yeah, NI.
Yep.
When I was 6 years old when I first got the Leanne Rimes album, I was just dead set. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be like her. When I first got her album, Blue,
I am going
I
to
was
be.
crazy over it. I would play that album over and over and over and again. And I mean, I just was totally dead set that that was what I was going to do.
But you come from the north, so how did you fall in love with country music?
My mom's from Texas.
I'm about to bust
so
E. Kevin
she was a
ass.
country music freak.
E.
And
Kevin, you don't like referencing what people think and you don't like to reference what people do. I've seen your ass reference what Mercer said or what Mercer typed somebody. So get the fuck out of here. You're contradicting yourself. Get your contradictions out of here, E. Kevin.
she brought me up on Patsy Cline and Dolly Parton. And as soon as the Leanne Rimes album came out, that was totally right up my alley. And I was totally into country after that. Just, it was all I wanted to listen to.
Tell me a little bit about your CD collection.
All I wanted to listen to.
My CD
And I-
collection is very interesting. I've got, you know,
Talking about
so many
CDs.
country albums, but then I've got like Yellow Card and Simple Plan and D12 and like everybody, Kelly Clarkson. I mean, I listen to everything, for real, like everything. And when my friends come over, they're like, oh my God, you've got Tim McGraw next to Eminem. What is wrong with you? But it's just, I love music. I love, you know, pop melodies, but I love country
FI.
stories and I love rock songs and I just love it all. It's just awesome.
Do you think you're going to become a star, and do you care?
Huh?
Do you think you're going to become a star, and do you care if you do?
You know what? It would be really cool. But, I mean,
You gonna lie?
it has been what I have been trying to do. It's been what I've been living for my entire life.
It's what
is
I've been
to
living
just
for my entire
get to the
life.
point where I can do what I love so that people can see.
FI.
NI.
But then, so I could do what I love. NIFI.
Yeah,
What I've been living for my entire life is to just get to a point where I can do what I love so that people can see. And if I don't, then I don't. I mean, it wasn't meant to be. I really believe that there was
Yeah,
a
a little
plan
bit.
and that things are supposed to happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And
Very NI. Now we're starting to drink the Kool-Aid. We are starting to drink the Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen. we are starting to smell our own fucking shit.
Wasn't meant to be. I really believe that there was a
We're
plan
getting high on our
and
own
that things are
supply.
supposed to happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And
Annoying.
I just, I'm kind of just seeing how it goes. I'm
Seeing how
at
it
a great
goes,
place in my life
progression.
right now, and hopefully things will keep moving and
Things to keep moving.
just
Progression.
keep changing. But
Progression.
I'm just gonna see what
Changing.
happens.
More, see what happens. Progression.
Keep moving. Progression.
What does your music
Moving
mean to you?
target.
My music means everything to me. When I go through something, I have to write a song about it. I have to write a poem about it. Writing is everything to me. If I didn't have that as a release, I think I'd go crazy because, when I go through something, that's how I relieve my stress. I write a poem about it. I write a song about it. I write in my journal every single night. So music and writing all together,
If I
I
try.
really can't picture my life without it.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
If you're
She
talking
wants
about
to express her feelings.
yeah, recharging through FI Child.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
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 How did you start writing
I
music?
mean, you could tell she's very developed. Even at 14, she's very developed.
I mean, she knows what she wants.
Her NI was very developed.
She knows how to put on a good old mask. She knows how to put on a good old mask.
And she's got good, and she a little bit of TI in there, so she's pretty developed.
When I first picked up a guitar, I was 12, and that was almost 3 years ago. Yeah. I first picked up a guitar when I was 12, and by the time I'd learned 3 chords, I had written my first song. So that was like a week after I picked up the guitar. So
More progression, going through the journey.
Yeah, we got some TE beating on the chest there. This is what I did. This is what I accomplished before X, Y, and Z. We got some TE.
I wrote my first song.
Yeah, before I even got past the 3 chords. Yeah.
Started there and didn't stop.
What was that first song like that you wrote?
My first song was called Lucky You, and it was this cute little song written by a 12-year-old, and it'll always be so close to me because it was the first time I ever realized, look at this, look what you can do when you put these 2 things together. It was just really cool.
Can you sing a little bit of it for us?
Okay. It was like, her mama named her Lucky on a starlit night. A rabbit's foot in her pocket. She dances in spite of the fact that she's different, and yet she's the same. And it's just like this little cute song, and I was like so in love with it.
Tell me what things or people that you hold dearest to your heart.
Well, I'm always going to be so close to my family because, no matter what friends you have, your family's always been there. And they've seen you in times when you've been totally this low, and then they've seen you when you've been so happy, and they kind of know how to balance it out. I'm always going to love my friends. I have these awesome friends, and they're so cool, and they're really close to me. But I think my number one's always going to be music because
you think SO? I think
I don't know. It's just kind of always been a part of me. It's just awesome.
What does
You think she's SO blind? I don't think so, man.
You think she's?
It depends on what day.
You think she's blind?
Sometimes it can make me.
I just don't see SQ blind. She's always made really good decisions.
It's just crazy and tight.
She has her shit together.
That lifts me up that day. Maybe for the whole week, it's a natural high. But then on some days when you're dealing with something and you're having to cope with something, and you're trying to figure something out. Sometimes
SPSX makes more sense.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, yeah.
All of her songs are about her relationships.
It just kind of completes you.
Yeah, for sure. I thought you were saying something else.
Where you really don't know what's going on.
SPSX.
Question it in a song.
SPSX makes more sense.
It just gets better. I love passionate songs that are like
I don't think so, X-Ray.
desperate and crazy and awesome.
I think only certain types can be Enneagram 3.
Was it hard making new friends?
Making new friends was surprisingly easy. I was so scared going into it because I was, I came from this little small town and everything.
SE inferior.
People here were so
Any nemesis.
open to everything. They didn't think it was weird that I had this career, that I had this separate life. They wanted to get to know me as a person, which was awesome, and I'm so thankful for that. I made
FI,
friends really
thankful.
quickly, and I got in with this group of girls who are just totally awesome and totally,
Going through the journey.
backing me all the way, which is awesome. But they know that
Doing a lot of
it's
glazing.
not everything. You know, they see me as a person too. So, but they know how to deal with it. They know all the little vocab words.
I think it depends what they're exposed to, Kevin, whether or not they get into pornography.
People who get to know me have to really learn everything that I'm doing. And it seems like, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Oh,
early on, she realized she wanted to go into
I'm
music.
doing rehearsal, I'm in a session, I'm writing. That's a lot to learn for a friend.
Tell me about some of your favorite stars.
My favorite stars, my number one's always going to be Leanne Rimes, because she just has been there. I feel like she's been there for me
a white girl
from the
body.
time I was 6 years old till now.
Taylor?
She's just always been my favorite, no
like the
matter
way
what.
she talk.
I think Britney Spears is awesome.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't
Just
know.
because she has
if you were to
this
pull out, like,
aura
Beyonce interview,
that,
like, when she
you know,
was
being
young, it
around
sounded
her in
very
real
feminine.
life, people just change, and she's just
Like if we were to
so.
take a Beyonce, like an earlier video, it's pretty much the same. But I think we're done here, man. We're done.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious.
On to the next, okay.
People were saying she was ENTJ.
ENTJ. That's what I think.
Is
that's
it
what
really?
Beyonce- Yeah. I'm like, no.
No. She's
Well, I just
direct.
think people have problems with Enneagram 3 INTJs. I think they give people a lot of trouble. I think more people don't know what to do with them because they can come off like an ESFP-ish, but then they also have like they're very strategic about them as well. But it's a persona, right? Like as soon as they probably leave that situation, they go back to like their like isolationists, right? But they just putting on the mask for the moment, acting all this shit, and then gone. Like Paris Hilton is like a very good one of that. Paris Hilton does that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Oprah literally tricked everybody. I mean, I've never seen an INTJ that good at tricking. I ain't never like Oprah. I think is by far. I ain't been tricked that hard. Like I think the whole world was tricked on that one. So like that's just some of these INTJs that are threes. But I think Oprah's 3 SO.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are we gonna go for? So she's INTJ. So we've got 2 of our people retyped so far that we were gonna do today. Oh shit, what am I doing? Autopilot here. So who we got next? Destiny. Get that motherfucker off my goddamn list. I'm sick of him. I gotta get him off. So
Pause.
Can we do someone else?
Goddamn, huh?
Can we do someone else besides Destiny?
I mean, I got it.
Yeah, we have to get him off the list.
Let me find someone.
Yeah, I mean, I got him typed as INFJ, so that's kind of bad, bro.
Let's retype either. Let's go for someone a little more intellectual. Either David Foster Wallace or like Isaac Asimov. Please help me. I need some intelligence.
Well, Visual Feast. I think the reason that INTJs dominate porn and OnlyFans is I think it has to do with being pragmatic and wanting to take a shortcut to get money or maybe even to get famous. I think it's mainly about that. I think in some cases, like someone like Lana Rhoades, she knew when she was young that that's what she wanted to do. I think a lot of other ones they stumble into it because their progression they didn't have a fixed outcome.
You mean Bonnie Blue? Bonnie Blue is. I don't think Lana. I think what it is a lot of INTJ women are very susceptible to people who have more TE than them in fame and money, and they can be molded very easily by people who have more TE, fame, notoriety, all that type of shit than them. And by doing that, it's easy to get them into that type of shit. I think they're very susceptible to that. But yeah, subtype. What are we thinking for Taylor?
Double N, right? I would say.
Gotta put C in there, bro. You gotta put C in there.
NC, yeah, NC.
NC.
I'd say, yeah, she's predominantly normalizing.
And we're gonna go above average. She is definitely above average.
Yeah. As much as I can't stand her music, I think she's actually overall. I think she's very developed. I think she's actually a pretty good person, but I just can't stand her fucking music.
Yeah. I mean,
and I can't stand the Swifties.
A fucking army. I know she loves that shit. INTJs love their little fucking army. They love that shit, boy. Somebody who supports my dreams and vision. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that's
They
literally
ate it up.
that's
Yeah,
literally like
I,
music to the
yeah.
ears. All right, so Jake Paul. That's what
Oh, okay.
Jake Paul. We'll give you a break there, Jake Paul.
He is. Yeah.
We'll give you a break with Jake Paul. How about that? Because he's on the thumbnail, bro. We got to get the motherfuckers that's on the thumbnail done, bro. Like,
Yeah. I'm just saying, just.
I think Nandos. I think the number one tip is just providing like a good upbringing. You know, getting them involved in things, seeing, exposing them to things so they can figure out with their NI what they want to do,
and protecting them from other motherfuckers. That's the fucking important part. Like,
all right. So what does the dummy base have them as? ESTP?
Yeah, you got. Is it up there? Can you guys see it? Yeah, you got me. I think protecting them from other people, bro. Like very susceptible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think more than people realize they're susceptible to bad influences, especially when they're young. Maybe when they're developed, not so much, but when they're young, I think they're very susceptible.
I think when they get their TE going, then they because they don't have the TE, and until they get their TE and establish their TE, then they're more likely to take other people's stuff. So I think I'm gonna go different side of Jake Paul 50. Let's see.
So what's the dummy base have them as? Has them as ESTP 7W8.
That sounds about right. I think I fucked up and typed him ENTJ, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna lean more ESTP this one. Let's go.
Let's see.
Let's go.
The dummy base might be right on this
They
one.
might be right on Jake Paul. All right.
I hear he's trying to get into politics now, or Donald Trump endorsed him. Some bullshit.
Jake. I mean, Donald gonna take any endorsement he can get, bro.
I got to ask you a question then, in a perspective for a child that I'm watching online.
Trump
I'm quite proud of
endorsed Jake,
success.
right?
He's getting a lot of hate. He reminds me a lot about you.
No, Trump said, in the future, I think this guy's gonna run for something. I think this guy's gonna run for something in the future.
Yeah, and he said I would support him. So
yeah, he's got my endorsement, but I probably won't live to be here. Tiki, you hear this?
No, don't say that.
Come on.
He reminds you of.
He reminds you. Sounds like he's about to go on some essay tangent.
Let's go.
This is true.
Someone says Mr. Chase Joseph said SE users are usually sexual tops and SI users are usually sexual bottoms. Do you think this is true? Bro, listen here. I think that's bullshit. And if you have not slept with enough women, you will never know. But I have. I'm going to tell you straight up, most women like to be on bottom, bro. All right? I don't give a fuck what the type is. They're rarely on top. You get an ENTJ, she gonna want to be on top because they just like fucking control freaks like a motherfucker. But most women are gonna be on the bottom, bro. Sorry to break it to you.
Old version of myself.
I mean, I just think this is clown behavior, man. I mean, it's just clown.
You know why? Because I see every move is calculated. And I think he's doing the same thing that you did in a different shock factor. But you got to remember, you paved the way where being the problem child could be a solution. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Who is it?
His name.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I do pray, I only go the way.
Perspective, and also, if someone looks up to you like that, they think you are the coolest person in the world or something, and you want to. I want to give them that energy and that impression to keep on believing in that. And I've had moments where it turns out, that person that came up to me or whatever the random person is, that, I mean, funny enough, I'm just connecting these dots now, but it's like Alyssa came up to me as a fan.
Yeah.
And asked me for a picture.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Do you think you got this idea of listening to the man that somebody might not listen to because
ENFP.
you were the man that no one listened to, that you knew inside of your heart? I'm going to show you guys. And so you didn't want to turn Jake Paul away.
No, exactly that. And I guess you're kind of putting it, even now I'm kind of like realizing that, but I guess that is what it was deep down, was being the runt, being the problem child, being the one who, you know, I would go into the classroom and it's like, oh, you're Logan Paul's brother? Like, oh, like this is going to be great. And then then like it all goes wrong, you know, but like being that odd one out, not really like fitting in certain places, not feeling a lot of love from my peers and such growing up. I guess, yeah, that is where it comes from, I guess.
Well, it's such a beautiful thing for you to be so strong in your character, to not only, so at the time when you're being, you know, kind of crapped on, you could be strong in your character and be like, okay, you know what, like, it's okay, like, one day they'll know, one day they'll learn, it's all right, like, I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do, and then getting to that point and being strong in who you are and being like, no, like, I'm even gonna straighten out my friends. I'm gonna sit them down and be like, that was
INTJ.
disgusting. Not being like too embarrassed, like that's a hard thing to call out your friends and to tell them like an honest truth like that, but you did something difficult that was better for him in his life, and that was also better for you because then you got to stand strong, you know, in who you are.
Amen.
And was there something when you felt like everybody was kind of like pushing you to the side, was there something that inspired you to kind of be strong and to be resilient?
Yeah, I think I knew that I was different and had something special. I didn't fully know it, but I just felt it, I guess, in a sense. Like,
you had faith in yourself.
Because at the time, I just felt like I kept on getting kicked down and down and down and down. But I think I was just like so passionate and so driven and resilient. I think the resilience like came from my dad and that toughness to not let them shape that character and kick me down into a box and put me there. And I think just pushing through that, I slowly found wins, but specifically enough, like it actually made me more competitive and driven. So I think when they're kicking you down like that and you're not fitting in certain places, you can go one or two ways. You could cower,
you can do this, you can do that,
or you could just double down.
Yeah.
And I love the word double down in the phrase. It's obviously two fucking words, but
he's an 8.
Down. Yeah, he's an 8.
Yeah, I would say so.
Talking about going back and then to doubling down on it. It's like he's doubling down. It's kind of like Netanyahu getting up there on TV.
Confrontational, yeah.
Yeah, he's doubling down on the assertiveness.
Phrase double down because it's like,
got to get those 8s out of
something
power.
bad happens, go even harder in that exact same category. Oh, you lost, go even harder. Versus cowering. And I think I kept all of that like competitiveness and that hunger and drive and motivation deep inside me and let it fuel me on a day-to-day basis. And I think there was a lot of times, like even specifically in the 1600 Vine building, where I was like going so hard to prove that I was like better than some of those people in there and had better ideas, that it required
myself.
me to level up in my creativity, in my work ethic, in who I was as a man. And that's great. And that's what I needed, and that's what was prescribed to me in my destiny.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
Thanks. Go on. Thanks.
And I would be like checking the numbers. I was the last in the building in terms of followers. And by the time Vine got shut down, I believe I was like number 4 in the building. So like I went from the 20th most followed to number 4. And I've never even spoke on this. No one even knows that I've like kept track of that in my head.
You let your work do the talking.
But I was, exactly. I was like, okay,
that's the best thing you can do.
All you like people, you're gonna see. And yeah, like I mean, we kind of talked about it today. Like I think it did really affect me because
That's the first thing you brought it up when you saw me.
I saw George, how we haven't seen each other in a while, and
He made
I
a joke,
kind of made
and
a joke
he
about
jabbed at somebody, and I said, "Oh, still feeling it." But here's the thing, bro. Like, you didn't use it in an evil way. You weaponized it. You realized that, okay, I could use this as fuel.
Yeah.
And you took it in the right direction. So I'm very proud of you of that. Here, my other question is this: how did you find the faith when? Because everything's a roller coaster, right? So there's sometimes you have a really big drop. And before you got that break on Disney, before you got the YouTube success, and there's the up and downs, right? There's a portion where you're just in belief that you're great, but your work is not showing truly that you're great yet. There's a lot of that version of Jake Paul out right now. And how does a man keep going? If he really, because bro, you never really saw an end goal. You're like, if I get to this number, then it'll be great. You just kept pushing. So what is it that a man needs? Does he need to believe in himself? Does he need to not care about the noise because that's exactly what you use as fuel? What does a man not need to keep going?
The word quit. Because there was moments where I didn't believe in myself. There was moments where I didn't have fuel. Like that motivation runs out.
Yeah.
The things someone said about you that like makes you work harder for a month. Oh, well, no one's saying anything now. Like even losing to Tommy, I was so fired up and invigorated and in the gym working so hard. But that only lasted for like a couple of months. And so then it's like a commitment to the goal. And I think the commitment one makes to self is above all else. And my goal was to be the first social media billionaire, the first self-made social media billionaire. And so even if I would fail, I would be like, okay, I learned from that. Okay, I'm one step closer. Okay, I have these connections now. Okay, this didn't work out, but I'm not stopping because I think that's.
So your success came from knowing that it's not the end of the world when it feels like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, you only lose when you quit.
Well, you said that your father taught you to be resilient. Do you feel like growing up doing sports has a lot to do with that?
Yeah, look, I think
I'm not sure if you could teach that.
That hyper competitiveness and wanting to be the best.
But I want to circle that best, right? Because now us athletes are like, as long as you participate, you win. But you're saying that's not the case. It's not you just enter that you win. It's that you enter with the mindset that I'm going to beat everybody around me and I'm going to be number one. Do you think...
Or die trying.
Exactly.
You might not be, but it's like shoot for the moon even if you miss your land amongst the stars, which I said to my friends the other day, but we started joking about it because the saying is shoot for the moon even if you miss your land amongst the stars. But there's more stars that are further, so the saying should be shoot for the stars, and even if you miss your land on the moon. That's a side thing. Sorry.
My man one day was like,
yeah, that sounded like TI.
Think about it.
He was correct.
There's stars everywhere.
Right. There's stars that are much further than the moon, so you should.
He's right. He is right. Like, I mean, everybody.
No, as soon as he said that dumb phrase, I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, you
shoot
said
for
that
the moon
your
and land among the stars. It
father
doesn't
taught
make
you to
sense.
be resilient. Do you feel like growing up doing sports has a lot to do with that?
Yeah, look, I think that hyper competitiveness and wanting to be the best
But I want to circle that best, right? Because now us athletes are like, as long as you participate, you win. But you're saying that's not the case. It's not you just enter that you win. It's that you enter with the mindset that I'm going to beat everybody around me and I'm going to be number one. Do you think...
Or die trying.
Exactly.
You might not be, but it's like
or die trying.
Shoot for the moon even if you miss your land amongst the stars, which I said to my friends the other day, but we started joking about it because the saying is shoot for the moon even if you miss your land amongst the stars. But there's more stars that are further, so the saying should be shoot for the stars, and even if you miss your land on the moon. That's a side thing.
The only star nearby is the sun.
Sorry.
You know what, dude?
Sorry.
Because think about it. There's stars everywhere.
There's stars that are much further than the moon, so you should shoot for the stars, and even if you miss, you'll land on the moon.
I want to circle back to your pops.
I'm glad that George keeps interrupting him and redirecting the conversation.
Would you say your younger self is grateful that he listened
isn't a wisecrack,
to the
let's just put it
bullshit
that
that
way.
at the time thought was bullshit. Like when your dad was pushing you, because
trying
when
to
you're
go
a
on
kid,
the
you're like, dude, I hate my dad, bro. He's always making me outside shoveling snow, and we're always hunting, always doing this. But then later on in your life, you're like, oh, thank God. If my dad didn't make me work harder than my neighbors, I would not be able to compete at this level.
It's interesting. I don't think I ever hated him for making us work. I think there was moments where I was like, this sucks, kind of. But I didn't ever. He made me enjoy working, actually.
That's
important. He made it fun. And then at the end of the day, we're going to Dairy Queen and I'm going to get you a Blizzard. Yeah. Or he made me appreciate, earning the $20 for the, 10 hours of work or whatever he would give us.
What's up, guys? This video is sponsored by Life Cycle. When I opened up this package in front of my fiance's mother, she lost her.
Yeah, he's ESTP.
Too, because it gets to your mental, and you brought that up to me, and because I would cry about it, and you said, I have a question for you. You're like, when you see other people with acne, you're like, do you judge them? And I was like, no, I mean, I don't judge them. I know that I don't like my acne, so I'm like, oh, damn, like, I don't like that acne. And you're like, You're like, the next time you see somebody with acne, you think something bad, you're like, say 3 beautiful things about that person and see how God will change this for you. And that was a really big thing. And I know that was a really big thing for me in how God helped me heal my skin. Because how could I be judgmental of something on other people when I know it destroys me and it hurts me and it makes me not want to leave the house.
That's beautiful because I think that's everybody talks shit about things that they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Like the people that tell me I talk too much are the people that talk too much. Or the people that are like, oh, he tries to be funny, are the people that probably tries to be funny. You hate the person that you look in front of because it mirrors what you're battling inside. So if you could fix the demon inside, then there's no problem anymore.
Shout out Jack Harlow.
I don't know
the
if
ones that hate me the most.
I don't.
I think what people do.
Some people are just irritating.
Yeah, no, people literally attack things that aren't part of their stack, what's in their shadow. So they'll attack anything that's not in their stack, pretty much, right?
Well, they also project sometimes their insecurities onto other people, but it's not always. Sometimes it's just that some people are just insufferable, and you don't want to hear them keep yapping.
Generally speaking, if you're an INTJ, you're gonna be annoyed with ENTP behavior because that's stuff that you actually look down on. You actually look down on that type of shit. You look forward to someone being focused, someone getting credentials, someone being very by the book, and then you got this person who's not by the book all over the place, can't commit to anything. Yeah, it's gonna annoy you because that's the part of you that you kind of push away. But yeah.
Look just like me.
Dude,
you tell me what that means.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, no shot at Jack Harlow, but he was the sweetest rapper. I would DM him. I'd be like, yo, I love your song. Just as a fan.
Victor, what's up, Victor?
He would always message me back. And then I was like, yo, you should hop on the podcast. It just left me on
Hey, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you never take.
Yeah, Jack, if you see this, please come on the podcast.
If you want to come on
I'm a big fan, dude. Even though you left me on red, I'm still a big fan.
We forgive you.
Yeah. Well, you did them too?
Yeah,
that's why he doesn't want to be on the podcast. He's like, brother, you don't know. I don't want to be there. No. But okay, circling back to you. Okay, so we realize that your surrounding is very important.
Kasparov. Victor said Kasparov.
But how does a man get out of his environment if he loves them? It's hard to get away from your mom when your mom's behaving bad. It's hard to get away from your best friend because in your heart you're taught you never abandon the ones you love. But what happens when the ones you love are the ones that are the weight that keeps you sinking in the water that you cannot breathe in?
Well,
wow, that was profound.
You have to make sure you're good first and foremost. If you aren't good as a person, as self, then that's gonna make everyone around you kind of come to your level. And so if you're not good and you're not happy and you're not fulfilled, you can't fill up anyone else's cup. Not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your sister. And so that calling inside of me, I wasn't good. I was like, I need to.
Is that? I don't know if that's true or not.
I'm not meant to be
it goes both
in
ways,
this box, and I had to
people challenge each other
jump out of the bird's nest.
I think they get annoyed by the
end of the day. Your parents are adults, and they had 40, 50 years to figure things out. And guess what? They did. they'll be perfectly fine. And I don't know if I'm answering the right question.
No, you're
but,
answering it perfectly.
But basically, at some point, it's okay to be a little bit selfish when you're younger, and you have to figure out how to make yourself happy and how to find your purpose and to fulfill your dreams. And if your parents didn't do that, and they are clearly unhappy, divorced, and and trying to give you advice, well, should you take it, or should you take the advice from the people who are where you want to be? And
practice what you preach.
That's what I realized from a young age, and that's why I think I butted heads a lot with my dad in those younger years.
In retrospect,
because I felt like I knew where I needed to go, and it turns out I did.
I knew where I needed to go, and
maybe that's not the case for some people, and of course there's trials and tribulations along the way, but you definitely have to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, and your parents and all of those people have their own destiny. They've had decades to figure everything out for themselves, and it's time for
it's like he's
me,
aspiring to be
Jake Paul, to take control of my future and do what I want to do.
So would you say, so take a little bit of room, do what you gotta do, as you said, and then would you come back to them and try and communicate with them the wisdom that you feel that you have learned?
Well, that's essentially exactly what happened. And but where I didn't know how to do that was my brashness, which is what I learned from my dad, of the way to communicate that. I wasn't a good communicator in terms of relationships, peer to peer, brother to brother, because I was just like aggressive and overly passionate. Like we were talking about on the pod, it's like there's a certain way to convey and communicate things, and I just didn't have that ability until I was like 22, 23, and now still learning that and getting better at it. It's not just something you like pick up and have overnight, and you naturally as a human go to your default setting, which you're like a guy kid is going to be exactly like their dad. And so I had to shed that skin of how to communicate with people in a proper way. And I still ask.
He's so
Gus
trying to be abstract.
Or Brandon or Jasper. Like, there are moments where I jump back into that default setting. And
perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's different falling into it once in a while versus an everyday pattern.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that why you showed your brother compassion when the whole world was like, why would he talk to his own brother like that? Is because you know where your brother got his nutrients from?
Yeah, no, and that's kind of why I sat there and I was like, you don't fight fire with fire. And so I just was like, okay. I don't recall the conversation of like how it went, but I kind of just like took the energy with grace and was like, this is not how. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, well, that's. If you know the Paul family, that's not how you get across to us.
And I have to applaud you, by the way, for the way that you held yourself when you were in that situation. You absolutely did hold yourself in place.
I think so, yeah.
And that showed you with your actions,
Right,
by
so
you
you
not
actually
saying
got a
much,
change
that
of
showed
type
everything.
here,
You
guys.
said
This
everything.
is about the first change of type here.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, ESTP.
ESTP for sure.
He's he kind of aspired to be abstract, but I think it's pretty clear he's not. He's very concrete.
Yeah, direct.
Talking about the here and now for the most part.
Can you guys hear me, by the way?
I can, yeah.
They were saying they couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking. That's what I was saying.
Maybe because you kind of went out a little bit or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so Jake Paul is the first change of the game. We got another ESTP. I'm happy to get an ESTP, man. But motive. Shout out to him though. He's an 8, so I mean he's struggling, bro. He like 8s be struggling with it, bro. Struggling.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, and the thing is it seems like he's finally aspiring with his NI a little bit, so it's starting to help carve his path a little more. So instead of just being caught up in the moment.
Yeah. That is what's kind of interesting about ESTPs, because unlike ESFPs, it seems like almost impossible for them to get on a consistent track. Yeah, I think ESTPs have a better chance of like
Yeah,
picking something and sticking it out. Like you look
yeah.
at The Rock, or you look at Sylvester Stallone, or Tom Hardy. I think is also ESTP. Yeah, for whatever reason, they do. I think they do a lot better than ESFPs.
Yeah,
ESFP is probably the type that they probably squander more talent than anybody.
Nah, I think that's an
yeah,
ENTP.
Well, I was gonna say between those two.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's because
But
of
this,
the higher thinking functions. Honestly, I think when you have
yeah,
the TI kind of centers them more, where the
that's
F5
true.
or the it
That's
get,
true.
is more impulsive. It doesn't
yeah,
wait
Making
until
decisions based on
rationality.
FI is yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very impulsive.
it's more about an internal compass instead of a logical structure.
All right,
So
guys,
that
Yeah,
where we
that's
going?
where they
Where we going
deviate.
with this guy? Are we going 8W7? What are we going? S. What are
I
we
think
going?
8-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But what are we going? SO, SX. What do we
S.
think?
SP blind. I'm not sure I would go SP blind, but I don't know
Yeah,
him that well either.
let's
I
go
mean,
SXXP.
you think
Uh
so?
huh.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SO blind. I could go with it.
No, I don't think so. Right?
I mean, he's hard. I don't really know, but I know he's very
ESTP.
passionate, and I think he's SX.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess we go SP behind it. I mean,
Uh,
I don't really see him with a big. Do we see him with a big entourage and groups and stuff like that? I don't really know
I
much about him.
I don't pay attention to the Paul brothers, so
no.
I really don't know.
No, he doesn't. He
Jake
doesn't
kind
follow
of is
the
by himself, right? Jake pretty much by
I
Yeah.
himself.
think so.
Yeah, he kind of got
Logan.
isolated by Logan. You know, he kind of siloed him. So, I think I think he cares about the connections he makes in his life. So yes, it's he's SX.
We think of
Yeah.
D squared,
Uh, what D squared?
double D,
Double
ESTP?
D?
Yeah, I
I,
mean Jake
I'm not
kind
sure.
of
I would
crazy. I think
DN.
Jake kind of crazy.
I
Nah,
think it's DN. I think there's some mixture in there. I don't think he's 100% dominant.
Jake kind of crazy now. Jake
I
kind
know.
of
I mean,
crazy.
I could see a case for Double D. I could see a case,
Yeah.
but I
I
mean,
think,
he is he's covered in tattoos. He's pretty pragmatic. He
yeah,
fights. He's a boxer and shit. So
I'm gonna go
I can see a
DD.
case for it.
Yeah,
Um, but I could also see a case for DN.
Wait, where the type grid isn't up on the screen.
oh,
By
it's
the way.
Yeah,
not.
it's not. Yeah, we don't see the grid.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all see now.
Yeah.
What are we going above average? ESTP.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think we
Yeah.
could do that. I wouldn't go prodigy, but yeah, he's definitely above average. He's I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he's
Woo!
doing.
So we got how many have we done? We've done quite a few names today, man. We've done David Gahane, Lane Staley, Jake Paul, Myron
Alex
Gaines,
Alex
Alex
Hormozy.
Hormozy. Okay, shit.
I
We
think this is
done,
the
and we
most
did
we've
Taylor
done on a
Swift,
stream.
and we did
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Oh yeah, and
Damn, we
Taylor
done
Swift.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names, man. 6 names. I'm
Six,
proud
yeah,
of us. I'm so proud of us. This
just
is
in just over 2 hours. Not too bad,
not too bad. Not too bad. Y'all,
considering all the bullshitting and whatnot we do.
yeah, we bullshit a lot. Y'all got one more. What y'all done? I
I
got
can do
two.
one more, but I think that would be it would have to be just one more and that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta get Destiny. I gotta get him off here.
All right, let's do it.
Unfortunately,
Pause. Pause, Mercer. You can't say that.
unfortunately, I gotta get this obnoxious motherfucker because he's on the thumbnail. So I mean,
Yeah.
somebody see this thumbnail 10 years from now. They're like, "What the fuck is Destiny? This motherfucker got Destiny on the thumbnail. He didn't even fucking do Destiny."
It's, well, it's just like the clickbait. They put a title that has nothing to do with the video. Like you click it, and it's like, well, where was the point that you made in the title?
Fucking Guitar told me don't ever do that.
Guitar
Guitar told
did.
me don't. He told me don't ever do that. He said you gonna watch
Well,
your shit. You gonna watch your shit.
I think if you get big enough, it doesn't matter. But like, yeah, if you're a small channel, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, because they come in and click off your video and it hurts you. What you call it? So guys, they got Destiny's ENTP database. Got this one right. Mercy got it wrong. That's what I'm thinking off rip.
And where they got him, Enneagram, what, 5W6? That's, I think that's
W6. I think he's
iffy.
a 5.
You
I
think
think
so?
he's I think
Really?
he's 7. There's no way he's a 5 trying to have all this sex and shit, bro.
Yeah, no,
Come
I
on,
was, I
man.
was gonna say I think he's a 7,
Ain't no
and
fucking
he might
way.
be SP blind, but we'll see.
Ain't no fucking way, bro. All the
5, come on.
he's all about trying to get laid and do all this crazy to the point that he fucked himself. He and his wife.
No, he's not INTP. Stop it. Stop the drugs.
All right, Tiki, you hear this?
Just as Nancy Reagan once said, just say no.
Just had a socialist elected to be mayor of the biggest financial city in the world.
Yeah.
What do you take away from that? Do you think that that's going to make New York City better? Is this a good direction for the Democrat Party or else?
I feel like everybody's over-indexing on this election a lot based on what they want to see. The
Here comes the
far
TI.
left people online are saying that this is the proof of concept that the whole Democratic Party is going to go to the socialist direction. I think conservatives are saying this is evidence of Islamic jihadists winning elections. Or see, that's the really ridiculous. For other people saying like, oh, the whole Democratic Party is becoming socialist. But I mean, it's New York City. It's a very blue place. He won his primary. When the primary was won, he was basically going to win. Cuomo probably not the best person to try to run against him for that. It's not his time anymore.
No.
I think Mamdani ran a good campaign and stuff is funny. If you watch the videos, I almost feel like I'm watching cutouts from like the Daily Show from like the 2000s. He's a funny dude. He's good on camera, which is one of the most important things, unfortunately, in today's media environment. So yeah, I think it'll probably more or less be business as usual in New York City, for better or for worse.
Do you think it'll be business as usual because he'll be stymied and he won't be able to get the policies through? Do you think it'll be business as usual because he calms down some of the more what I would call socialist, like just blatantly socialist rhetoric? What's going to make it be business as usual?
Generally, the left doesn't overstep their legal authority, like I would say MAGA or the right does. So I think that for a lot of stuff, it's just not going to be possible. He's either not going to have the funding or the legal authority for it. And then for other stuff, I mean, I don't know. I welcome it. He's significantly to the left of me on a lot of economic policy. So if he tries stuff and it fails, then I can just point to that and go, look, like, these are bad ideas. We shouldn't do them anymore. If he tries it and it works, then maybe I reconsider. I'm like, oh, maybe somehow there's some kind of external force that makes it so the city backing grocery stores or the city, investing more in like rent control property is actually a good thing. And then I would change my views on it. So
And how are you approaching the issue? So are you looking at this going, okay, well, the economy is obviously broken. We obviously need to do something different. I have a rough idea of what we should do, but hey, if he's got ideas, let him go at it. Or are you approaching this from a building the economy sort of brick by brick, these things adhere to a set of rules. And I think that the way he's positioning this, it's more in line with the way that economies work.
I don't know if we've talked about this personally or on camera before, but have we ever talked about the concept of like red teaming?
Yeah, I think so. We have to look at him, but I think he is too.
I think he might be a 5 ENTP or a 3.
He's real smart. He's really smart.
Oh, okay.
He said, wait, so ENTJs are super dominant. I remember watching this Chase video explaining how INPs are super bottom. Bro, that bottom shit is all about people with experience, bro. It's all about experience. Sex is about experience as well, bro. Like, if you don't have any fucking experience, you're most likely going to be a fish. I'm just letting you know that, bro.
And you have to remember with Chase, as much as Chase likes to talk up his TI, he mainly let his NE runs the show. And that's why he's always changing his mind on shit. Like the octogram was one thing, and then he changed it to something else, and he keeps changing it. He can't ever solidify something. But yeah, long story short, yeah, his NE runs the show, and then his he'll use TI to support his NE, and that's why a lot of the shit he says is incorrect, because
Yes, I don't know that we've talked about it. I'm intimately familiar.
Yeah, I don't know if like real stuff can happen without red teaming. And I kind of view politics very similarly. Like left to their own devices, I don't know if either political party could figure stuff out on their own. I feel like having another side there to kind of keep you honest and to kind of check you on a lot of things is where the best kinds of discussion happen. And I would
hearing about the discussion here, what comes from a discussion is some ENTP shit. And both sides checking, talking about the system, systematic.
obviously say that the right has completely abandoned all forms of policy conversation for the past year. So I don't think we're even remotely able to approach solving any of the economic issues that we have right now in this country because there's no serious way to have a conversation about it. I don't consider like super big price control policy to be a serious way of dealing with stuff like housing or cost of living, but there's like no counterpart to that right now. So, yeah.
What do you mean there's no counterpart to it?
as in I don't know what there's not a serious policy discussion about what do we do about housing in the United States. We're not capable of having that conversation right now because it's a very difficult conversation to have that's going to require some pain in different areas that people aren't willing to give on, I guess. Like for instance, like when it comes to housing, people, the thing that you keep hearing over and over again is that housing's unaffordable, rents are too high. You hear that. That's like the popular talking point. The reality point is that it's like 70% of Americans live in an owned home.
So that's T critic there. T critic, right? You criticize the popular point.
Give on,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
that's a good point.
Like for instance, like when it comes to housing, people, the thing that you keep hearing over and over again is that housing's unaffordable, rents are too high. You hear that. That's like the popular talking point. The reality point is that it's like 70% of Americans live in an owned home. So, and these are your strongest voters because people that have houses are probably older, they're more committed to an area, they're more likely to go out and vote. If you want to bring down rents or if you want to bring down the cost of housing, you are necessarily hurting the people that already have homes. And I've never heard a single politician confront that reality. So there's a delusional fantasy where people pretend that they can protect homeowners, which are some of the most like loyal, like voting based people, but you can also bring down rents and the price and cost of housing for everybody else, which is not possible. And also the people that get hurt the most by high costs of housing are people who aren't even capable of voting, because technically the people that are hurt the most are people who aren't even able to move to an area because the cost of housing is prohibitively high. So it's a really weird, housing is a weird issue that's hard to solve in a democratic manner.
If I'm tracking what you're saying, the reason that it's hard to solve in a democratic manner is because the very people that want the policy.
See, fucking this guy's TIing it too.
Yeah. Oh, he's all about the TI.
Is to be strict, the NIMBYism,
that's why I like
not
him
my
as a
backyard.
podcaster, though,
Those people
because
are
he has
always
good
going to try
questions
to
that
vote it
he'll
down.
actually
They have the
challenge
most
people.
political power. They're older. They're more entrenched, more connected. All of that. They've got more money to back elections. So
if he doesn't
all
agree
of
with you,
that
he'll actually be like,
momentum
you know what,
pushes
I'm not
them
sure
in the
about that. I
direction of
want
not
you,
only voting against reform policies, but they have the power to like see it all the way through the system.
Yeah, and it's in their interest to do so. They should be voting that way, technically. They would be making a sacrifice to vote otherwise. Imagine you buy a home, and then the next week they talk about building massive high-rises, in your area. Well, that's going to bring the cost of your house down, or it's not going to go up as quickly. You don't want that. Like now that you have a home, like you want to, how many people say the house is the most important investment or the largest investment of any American? Well, I don't want you to build a whole bunch of new properties that are going to drive down rents and ultimately the cost of real estate. So you become incentivized to vote against the greater interest of the economy of the city or whatever in favor of protecting your own narrower interest of your particular housing price.
It's interesting. You're very right about that. And I think one of the reasons that the capitalist system works is because we're saying humans are selfish creatures. If you create a structure in which they can just go be selfish and we get to take advantage of the outcomes of all that selfish behavior, look at Elon Musk, right? Doing all this incredible stuff that's moving us forward from a technological standpoint. Also making him fantastically wealthy, putting him in a position where he can control like just these armies of people building all this incredible stuff. He can get his agenda done. He can influence politics, all of it. Okay, so cool. There's obviously many people that are going to argue about his level of influence and all that. But the system allowed for somebody like that to pursue their selfish interests, and it kicks off all this technology along the way. The catch becomes from where I'm sitting is that when I look at the NIMBYism, there is a point at which so many things have come together where everybody is pushing for only their sole interest that we begin to bake into the structure of the economic system itself all these deranging elements. And then it's like, yeah, you can point at housing and you can say, hey, well, it's really in your best interest to do this. But
the thing that I like about Tom is whenever he has people come on and he doesn't agree with them, he don't just shit on them. Like he tries to break it down, see like what they can agree on together, and then go from there. Like he had Yang on, and like he was like, I really don't want to go into like the eschatology type stuff, but let's try to break it down this way. And I was like, yeah, because a lot of people, that's where they click off on Yang, when he starts going into all that doomsday stuff.
Pierce Morgan
everybody is
like, this sounds like a bunch of baloney.
Yeah, everybody says that. Cheat, ching, chong. That's what Nick Fuentes said. Cheat, cheat, chong. Like CCP.
Acting like that at every level, and everybody is solidifying power and voting for things that are good for only them. And then they don't realize they're disenfranchising the young, and that there's a historical pattern that says you do not want to disenfranchise the young, as they will completely flip the tables over and they will come for your head. You do not
want any.
That's where this starts to get problematic. And so getting people to understand that the economy is broken in exactly the way that someone like Mamdani is pointing out, he's right. Like he's got his finger on the right problem, but his solutions are disastrous. And this is one where we'll differ in that you're very sanguine. You see maybe a positive thing coming out of this. And I just look at history and I'm like, this loop has played out so many times. And it becomes way dangerous long before anybody learns their lesson, because they're not looking, they don't have a metric that they could say, oh, I'm just going to watch this metric. I'm going to try the policy. I'm going to watch this metric. And we can all agree that's a great metric, right? Yay. And then when that metric doesn't go up, they just end up blaming something else. They don't go, yeah, okay, this policy really just doesn't work.
This is all progression,
which is
too.
a fascinating part of, I've heard you lament recently about some of the, you didn't say emotional difficulties, I'm putting that phrase in your mouth, but the emotional difficulties of being a political streamer, I'm running into those same things. So for me, I'm butting up against something there where I look at this, it feels very dark, it feels very dangerous. It feels like there's this thing happening, a slide to the far left that sets off all these alarm bells in my head. How to get people to build a vision of the economy from the standpoint of cause and effect. So it's interesting to map out the way that you're looking at it. This is a red team moment. We need somebody to run the experiment. Nobody's having serious policy conversations. We're in gridlock. People are sort of doing what they're supposed to be doing, voting for their own interests. And so now this is sort of a natural beat in all of this where somebody comes in to try a new policy that hopefully will break up the distortions that have worked their way into the system.
Sure. To be clear, I don't think this is a red team moment. The red team I was hoping for was supposed to be the Conservative Party, or at least more conservative people. And I feel like they've completely abandoned the policy discussion. So,
and they would red team socialism? What would they red team?
Or I wouldn't say socialism, but just more, I guess, like further left economic idea stuff.
You want them to, because
like on a very basic broad sense, the further left you go, the more price control-y people get, meaning setting artificial caps on things, like saying insulin shouldn't cost this much, it should be set at this price, or they'll set price, they'll bring up a price floor, like the minimum wage should be this high. And the further away your price controls get from market equilibrium, the further your market is distorted, and then other things start to happen to compensate.
Yes.
So, for instance, if you bring down the price of insulin too much, maybe companies don't produce it anymore because it's no longer financially worthwhile. Or if you bring up the cost of minimum wage too much, maybe companies start paying more and more employees under the table because it's no longer worth it to employ them, or they just shut down. And then on the flip side, you have generally, this was the general case, but again, this has not really been the Conservative Party for the past 5 or 10 years, is usually they fight for more like free market stuff. So they'll say things like, well, the minimum wage should be lower, or, you know, the company should be able to act in whatever way they want. And obviously in some ways that's not good. We have rare diseases in the United States, so there's not very much money that you are incentivized to cure, because why would you? But when the government offers incentives with there's a name for like this rare drug disease program, but that the government kind of offers bounties for curing certain diseases, even though the financial incentive wouldn't be there otherwise. Like, well, that's a good thing. And conservatives would never push for stuff like that. So yeah, you have to have like, I think these two forces pushing and pulling on each other. And then it just forces you to be a little bit more honest about what your particular policies can do. And then you settle somewhere, not necessarily in the middle, but even if you settle more to one side, at least it's kept more honest by your opposition.
You had to distill down, what are the two opposing forces? Are they politically opposing forces or something else?
Between like the right and the left today?
Yeah, I can't tell if in that example you're saying you need the right and the left to be pushing on different parts of how we, move the levers of the economy, and they disagree, and so they're each pulling on different levers, and that just sort of on balance creates something good. If that's what you're saying, or if
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay. So the way that I approach this, I think the fundamental way that people are looking at this stuff is so broken, and nobody in politics understands the economy. Scott Besson does, for sure. That guy really understands.
Nobody understands the economy.
But the vast majority of people, the people he needs to convince to be appointed, they don't understand the economy. So you run into a position where if a politician's job is to get elected and get re-elected, then they have no incentive to actually learn how the economy works. They have an incentive to learn how to make the populace feel about something that they're saying. This is why Mamdani is so impressive in that he really understands the pain that people are going through. He can put his finger right on it, and he can say a solution that sounds awesome. But when you were, it sounds awesome from an emotional standpoint. It will make people feel what they want to feel. Hope, things are going to get better, change, all that. Even though it is literally he's approaching people that are dying of thirst and offering them salt water. And so it's just going to kill them faster.
That bad.
It's probably worse than that. It's somebody lost in a desert and he's offering them a chance to lick the sun.
What are like the worst?
It is so bad.
What are the huge, like horrible worries, I guess, you have economically for things that he would present?
It depends on if you're talking about, is he going to get checked? Like when he tries to do these, probably. A lot of these things won't go into fruition. And so it'll be sort of this long, slow thing. But let's just take the housing, putting rent freezes. The reason that I'm so worried and find myself wanting to push this into like absolute hyperbole is because when you play those out down the road, what ends up happening goes like this. The first person gets in office and they promise things that make people feel emotionally good. And you go in, you do those things, you freeze rents, whatever. And then because we've already run this experiment in New York, we know what's going to happen. And that's going to be if you tell somebody who makes a product, which is a product or service, which is running that building, you can only charge this amount of rent. The problem is they have taxes, they have upkeep, they have employees they have to pay, all of that. And it can and will get to the point where for the amount that you tell them they can charge, they're not able to pay for the building.
Yeah, and so just as a quick thing, like I don't disagree with any of this. I think rent control is a bad policy. Forget New York, it's been analyzed basically all over the world and it doesn't really work. But we also do it everywhere. So I don't consider that like a massive departure from what's going on. Like California, San Francisco, I think parts of LA have like a lot of rent control. And Canada has it, like the whole world, everybody does rent control. So if he does more, I don't think it's good, but I don't see that as being like a catastrophic, like a step in the darkest direction in the same way that all of Trump's
let me make my best case. There are 3 books that I highly encourage people to read to understand just how bad that can go. I would give different books if I were trying to get people to be afraid of Trump and authoritarianism, because that also goes completely pathological. It's pathology on both sides. But here's what I see with this and how wrong it can go. Read Gulag Archipelago, Mao the Unknown Story, and Red Famine. And you very quickly realize that there is a thing, a property of the human experience that will trigger every time you try to do this, which is you're going to put these policies in place. They are not going to work. And because they don't work, people will resist. And when people...
All right, guys, Destiny's eating TP. Fuck it. Let's get out of here. Yeah, Tom was cooking his ass, boy. He noticed, oh shit, this guy know what he's fucking talking about. Damn, Tom, you have to do him like that, bro. Like, you put him in a corner, bro. Sometimes when you don't know your shit, and you run into a motherfucker that do know their shit, you gotta shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and listen. So we did type everybody that was on the fucking thumbnail. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. Mission accomplished. The only 2 changes was Destiny and Jake Paul. Jake Paul was originally typed ENTJ. We changed him to ESTP. Destiny was originally typed INFJ. I fucked that one up bad. That was a botch job, man. That was a botch surgery. I did a botch BBL.
We didn't know who he was, though.
Yeah, a botched BBL surgery.
Yeah.
she got botched BBL surgery here. So what are we going? We going N squared for Destiny for sure.
N squared?
You don't think so? What do you think he is? Destiny? What do you think?
I just feel like he's like, I don't know.
What are you thinking?
I'm just not so like. Huh?
Is Zara there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm like, is Zara there?
Oh, Zara. Yeah, I can't hear Zara.
Zara, we can't hear you, bro.
Something about N squared just doesn't sit right, though.
Okay, so
but
what do you think?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Zara is muted.
Zara, bro? We can't hear you, bro. I don't know. He's talking, but we can't hear him. God damn it, Zara. Zara, leave and come back. Holy shit, we can't hear shit you say. Help us close this out. You think he's NC? What do you think?
Maybe N's because, like, you know, he is a little bit kind of odd, you know, with his personal life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him down for N squared. Normalizing should be polished, you know. He's not. I guess that's my thing. He's not really polished.
So what are you thinking?
NC.
NC. I think I can roll with that. Yeah, I think there has to be creative in there.
So
NC.
NC. Zara said NC. Okay, I could fuck with that. You know, people for some reason everybody thinks Destiny's like a fucking genius. I don't. I mean, I'm sorry.
I think he's fairly intelligent. I think.
I think he's fairly intelligent, but they talk about him like he's like.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Well,
like,
that's the
he was just getting cooked
ENTP
by
gift. You
Tom.
know, they convince people that they're so much smarter than they actually are.
Yes, that's one of their gifts. We going 7W6? What are we going? 7W8? 6?
I think 7-6.
What are we thinking?
Or what
I
do
don't
you
know.
think,
I
Zara?
think maybe 8.
7-8.
7W8.
Because he's a little bit confrontational.
Yeah.
7,
7W8.
Yeah, probably 7-8 then.
What are we thinking? SO? SP? What are we thinking?
He's really tricky. Like that's what I'm noticing with this guy. He's very very tricky. But I think I don't know.
I gotta say,
I feel like SX has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, SF has to be in there. That's what I'm saying.
SX. I would say SXSO, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
SXSO. Okay. I think that probably does say probably best. I don't know him too much, but like, I mean, you know, I seen him cook Rollo Tomasi, but ENTPs,
Oh,
they
he
usually
did?
cook people. Yeah, they cook people by getting them flustered a lot of times. If you ain't really careful, they'll get you.
Or they'll make you agree to a set of terms to spin it
Yeah.
against you.
And they also do that Gish Gallop shit. The Gish Gallop is that they overwhelm you with their NE. They throw so many possibilities at you that it's like you don't even know where to go.
Well, they
Because
try to
like
get
you
you
don't know
to-
which one to defend because they throw fucking like 5 or 6 at you.
And then
Yeah.
if you get them, then they'll just move. They'll just blaze
Oh, the
past it.
goalpost.
Yeah, they'll just blaze past it, and then like, you know, but you gotta hold them, motherfucker. You gotta hold them down. Like
You're late,
Tom
Moonji.
wouldn't let him. He wouldn't let him blaze past.
No, Tom, you're not getting by Tom. Tom's like prodigy level.
Yeah, he ain't fucking off. All right, guys. So this was fun. We did fucking
7, right?
Alex Hormozy. We did Destiny. We did Jake Paul. We did Alex. I mean, we did David Gain, whatever.
Gahan.
Lane Staley and Myron Gaines. So we did a total.
Taylor Swift.
1, 2, 3.
We have five ENTPs. Is that
Seven of them. No, I'm 7 total names,
and
we
then
got
5
1.
ENTPs?
Yeah, a lot of ENTPs here.
Jesus Christ.
All right, well, guys, it was fun. This is the longest stream we've ever done. It was fun. You know, we said, our goal is to have the best celebrity typed list. So we will periodically come on and retype some of the people that we have typed in the past and fix them. You know, today we fixed Jake Paul and we fixed Destiny. So shout out to that. It's always a pleasure to see you guys in the comments. I enjoyed the comments. I enjoyed the last one that me and Zara did with the random fucking tier list. That was fun. But yeah, we're gonna do more stuff when it comes to live stream. We enjoy it. Good to see you guys talk and interact with us. But we're gonna get out of here. ZT, anything y'all want to say?
Well, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the support, and thank you for you misunderstood her for the super chats.
Yeah.
Keeping the lights on for Mongolian
Keeping the
Mindset.
lights on. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you guys around.